Hello and welcome to the Computer Game Show. My name's David Turner. I'm here with Matt Murray,
It's coming home.
Sean Bell,
Hello.
and James Farley. What
Oh
is
my
going
God.
on?
What? As I live and breathe.
No, I'm here. I mean, it's all fine. It's all
You
fine.
sound
I
fine.
don't know if it is
Everything's fine.
because, well, he doesn't sound fine, does he? And this is
No.
this is what's interesting. So James is in a cottage with a work colleague at the
Being
moment.
held hostage, it seems. By the voice.
You will notice that he has lowered the tone of his voice. He's
Yes,
not
I
going to
have.
sound like it. But what happened, right? After last week's mess, I mean, we've got feedback to go to. We'll get to that, I'm sure. But after last week's mess, where James's audio just kept booming and going crazy, James then sent a test recording to Sean, which I think, Sean, you added a noise removal to get rid of some background
Yes, the
noise and
Reaper has
tidy it up a little bit.
fairly magical noise removal tool, so I tried that and it seemed to do the job. Sounds a bit sort of robotic, but I think it's better than not having James on the
Better
show,
than
right?
not having James
Yeah.
on, right? And then he sent another test recording today for some reason, and I don't know if anyone else noticed, he went from being his normal self in the first test recording to speaking like this, and yeah, I think this, and I thought, oh yes, he's essentially flat sharing with a work colleague,
Yes, that
which
is what's
means we're
happening,
going to get this. We're going to get this, James, for the rest of the show. And
Yes.
there'll be huge long periods, even longer than usual, where he just doesn't talk.
That's
right?
not true. I definitely am going to contribute. I'm fully here. I'm fully on board and engaged. It's
Right.
just that I've got to be a little bit careful.
I'm fully on board to receive my contractual payment for my appearance on this show.
Mate, it'll be for the first time this year.
Good point. Oh yeah, I've only been off once since the last time.
Exactly. It's one once this calendar month.
Yeah,
One
well done.
once. Can
Yeah.
the episode
Yeah,
title be
sorry.
called One Once, please?
One once. Wounce.
Can I just say as well, like, I'm going to make it my job this week to try and get James so angry that he starts shouting. You know,
Yes,
like
I was
can
thinking
tweak
that.
him and he starts losing his shit.
I can't
That's
imagine
gonna be
James
my
having
job
a
this week.
calm argument.
I'm incredibly calm at the moment. Like I'm really, really chilled.
He's zen
So
as
it's
fuck.
fine. Yeah.
You've seen where he's staying, it's gorgeous. I mean, it doesn't look
It
like it
is.
from this camera.
Yeah, I was
obviously.
going to say, not from the current view.
He sent us some photos of where he's staying and talking about how stressed he is and you know how much he's got going on. And I just thought, yeah, but you don't send us pictures of the most beautiful place on the planet to sort of while you're moaning. You know, choose
true,
a rough
yeah.
He
one.
did acknowledge that it was beautiful. It's not like he sent
did.
us a picture of that landscape and was like, look at this bullshit. Like he did, he did
No,
acknowledge
but
that
it's what he
lovely.
was thinking, Sean. It was what he was thinking.
It's not. I mean, it is really nice here. It's just that I wish I was here on my own. You know,
Yeah,
it'd be
can you
easier.
speak up? We wish you were here on your own as well, so we can actually hear you. Patreon producers this month, they are Aaron
You
Patrick.
don't like it when I have the
quick-
other stuff up.
So was
Big
that
one?
James? Can I hear?
I said you don't like it when I have the gain up too high. So you know, it's.
No, it's not the game
No,
though, is
it's-
it? It's the fact that you're talking
voice.
like this throughout the evening. 'cause
I'm,
It's
I'm,
like
getting,
a-
I'm quite close to the mic as well.
It's like you're commentating on the golf or the snooker.
yeah.
And
David
that's
Turner now, just to let
on
you
the
know
18th.
Okay, get on with the patrons.
Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks chap, Simon Nelson, Moomin Biscuit, Trans Rights are Human Rights, Dave Ernsberger, Colin Brown, Gasman, Rocketman76, Smooth Monkey, Richard Sawyer, John Tempelli, Jackie Sniper, Sam Higton, Tom S, Stan, Philip with an F, Cutty, Steve Lee, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Man, Tri-State, and Oods. What a selection of absolute heroes signing up to the Full Nels tier on patreon.com/TCGS. Come and join them. Come and join them. There's plenty to do and to see over there. There's a video tier where you get to see us watch Keith Chegwin walk around Ocean Studios last month. There's a podcast where I don't know. Were you on it? Were you on the?
Yeah, I
Okay.
was on that one.
The plan for this month. Now, I'm not going to guarantee it because we need to, make sure everyone gets booked in at the right times and everything. But the plan this month is to have the tattoo artist on the bonus show to go over the design and any other questions that James and Matt have about
It's the
getting
design
a
for the
tattoo.
tattoos that we're getting for anyone who wasn't kept abreast of that.
Oh, if this is your first episode, one of those is getting a Wookiee tattoo, and it depends on how good the new Star Wars game is. That is really what
That's
we're
it,
like. We're
in a
really
nutshell.
wacky. Think American radio in the 90s, and
I
you've
was gonna
got
say
sort
it's
of
a
a
bit like
gist.
a bit like Jackass. I was going to say.
Yeah, it's a bit
Cowabunga,
like
dude.
Jackass. Yeah, and then James is going to get kicked in the nuts.
Yes.
TCGS, patreon.com/TCGS. Now, James, you weren't on the show again last week.
I wasn't,
Did you
yeah.
have any feedback?
I've got 2 bits of feedback, but it's really one bit of feedback that's sort of merged together. It's about Matt. I mean, it was just
Ooh.
basic. I mean, no, it was good. No, come on, Matt. Just give me a chance here.
Sorry.
I enjoyed your Ali G impression. I thought it was really good. And
When did I do that? I don't remember. You said that in the chat, and I.
missed this.
Yeah,
You said that he did. He said something like, "I is not happy about that."
That was right,
yeah.
I is not happy.
Oh, he is
that
not
was
happy,
pretty
don't
good.
you?
And also your pronunciation of medieval. I enjoyed
Oh
that. as well.
yeah, I don't know what I meant medieval.
Medieval. I've
I mean, it's
definitely
not
heard that
something-
before.
It's not something you'd pull someone up over, though, is it?
No, but
James?
is there
I'm pulling
something?
them up.
Is there a game or something that? Why would I have said it that way? Like
Is
there
that,
was
is
obviously
that how,
medieval
like,
the game.
Americans say or something?
Sean, sorry, I've got to
No,
step in
it's
and
it.
say you constantly correct people on how they pronounce stuff.
No, I
So-
don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, like names and stuff, I think is quite important. But other than that, I mean,
You're always going on
I've
about the
worked very
Pokemons.
hard at not
And
caring
which
about
ones
that
to-
stuff anymore.
All right, okay. So
Yeah, I
is
don't
that
know.
all you had?
Yeah, that's all I got for this
Okay,
time.
cheers.
Yes.
I'm so glad you're back.
Medieval.
Thank you, David. I'm really glad to be back. It's
All right, James, pipe down,
See.
housemate.
Keep down, mate. It is a bleed in it.
There we living.
I'm
Thomas
I'm
Love
worried-
Island in there, you prick.
I tell you what I'm worried about is he keeps practicing the piano as well, and I'm worried that's going to start up.
Dun, 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 dun,
Hang on,
dun,
is
dun,
there just
dun.
one there? Did he bring his own?
Yes, can I say?
He's playing it now.
Why do you invite him in?
Yeah, he
No.
could have done the theme song.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He
it's
could
just
do.
like-
Has he heard Farley's Fantasy Zone? Could he do it on the piano live?
No,
or-
I don't think so. I mean, he just keeps
Going-
playing
yeah,
the
I'm something
same
of
bar
a
over and over
musician
again.
Myself, actually.
Okay, should we hear what the listeners thought of the show?
Go on.
Yes, we have some first bit of feedback. Sean, are you tackling
Yes,
this one?
do you want me to take- yeah. So we had some very lengthy feedback from a listener called themselves an autistic gamer, and it was very long. First, I just want to acknowledge, because they mentioned right at the start of the feedback that they were really anxious about sending it in. Please don't be. It's fine. You've called out something that probably needed sorting anyway. Basically, they explained that they listened to the show on the Xbox Spotify app, and basically it goes absolutely wild every time they do it, in that it constantly says it's like the episode is like the wrong length. It says most episodes are like 3.5 hours or something. And they're saying if they have to listen to something in multiple sessions, which they often do, whenever they go back and try and seek to the point they were at, it just starts playing the wrong bit. They specifically mentioned they had to listen to the Dr. Disrespect bit twice last week, which I imagine was quite painful. So,
Pay for the first time.
apologies.
Can I just say, right,
Yeah.
when we get, and this is autistic gamer, we are not like, I'm not having a pop at you here at all, right? But when you get a message like that, do you think, oh, there's nothing wrong with it, and I'm not going to do anything? Is that's the first
I mean,
reaction,
you said,
right?
obviously because they mentioned listening to it on the Spotify Xbox, so the Xbox Spotify app. Obviously, part of me was like, well, it might. It's just their problem, surely.
yeah.
That is like a somewhat of an edge case. But if that's
And
how it was in the
also-
show, then that's fine. We need. To
And also, they said, well, everyone else, when they edit it, it seems fine. But
Yes,
I
that
mean,
was
they
the
did
other thing.
accuse
It's-
James of editing a couple of times, which has never been the case,
Yeah, James
gamer.
never
I'll tell you
edits
that.
the show. So yeah, it's when I edit. Apparently, this happens. So
Make me sick.
the first thing that I thought, because obviously
Fucking
you try
hell,
and
Sean.
Google what like that issue.
Why can't I
specifically,
edit the
you get
podcast?
nothing. Yeah, why can't James edit the podcast?
How to do good edit of pod.
Yeah, what if he'd have replied? And also, it's just Sean talking. There's no other people on the show. It's really annoying.
So the first thing I thought of was that when I export the MP3, I do it in variable bit rate, which means it sort of dynamically adjusts the bit rate depending on how much how much audio is going on at any one time, which for voice stuff is really useful. It reduces the file size and stuff. However, having Googled it, I have found out that yes, it can play absolute hell with some podcast players, because it turns out
Wow.
MP3s, because they don't have any like proper time coding, I believe. It's literally just like, well, like it just sort of estimates the length based on bit rate and file size.
That makes a lot of sense because sometimes you get a podcast and you look in and it goes 3, 2, 1, 0 left, and there's still like another minute and a half left, and you're like, how is this still going? It's like when you petrol light comes on and you think, fucking hell, I'm running on fumes here.
So yeah, it's good practice to always use constant bitrate, which from now on I will do for this edit. So hopefully, please get in touch and let us know if it works. If not, we'll look into it again, I guess. But yeah, fingers crossed that will do the job. And apologies, because that must have been a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I know. You must feel like the only person on the face of the planet that's got that problem.
But that's not true. I just looked at the stats. Do you want to guess how many people listened to the show in the last 30 days on Xbox?
12.
18. So there's 17 other people there who are like, for fuck's sake! But thankfully, Autistic Gamer said, no, I'm going to just, do what I need to do for the community. Yeah.
I'm going to step up. I hate the idea that someone's nervous about sending feedback in, but then also I completely understand it because 90% of the feedback we just go, no, fuck off too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Usually kind.
That was what made me laugh when Pete was on. Pete was a little bit surprised. Like, he works in podcasting professionally and he must have thought, these guys are just... They're breaking all the rules, baby. They just had a go at their listeners again. Hopefully that's fixed it, but we'll find out next week.
Crossed.
Cool.
Matt, over to you, mate. You're all right.
No, I was waiting for the intro. Normally you say, listeners, have they got any feedback?
Read the room, Matt. Read the room.
I did that before the last bit of feedback.
Yeah, I know, but this is the real feedback. Brian Roberts, the country's number 2, Gary. Brian Roberts, the country's number 2, Gary. Okay, well done, Brian. Read a fashion chat in episode 408. I find it hard to believe that Matt is into fashion, given that he admitted to essentially turning up in full kit wanker mode. Common England, unless they've been knocked out, in which case, guillotines for Southgate, which I think is a bit harsh. Yeah, I did, because I didn't have a football kit when I was younger, and so when I started playing five-a-side, I did wear a full kit, but...
that's right. You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
I purposely when I started doing the managing stuff and when I was playing Little League, like I was playing football quite regularly, I would personally buy like different brands of top to the shorts.
You do have to do that,
because I didn't want to have the full thing. Like you don't want to turn up with like all the same colours and like it all fits or whatever. You've got to look like you've opened a drawer and gone, there's some shorts, there's some top, that'll do, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean? That's the attitude you have to give off.
Yeah.
So when you're wearing a full kit with the name and number on the back and the
and
badges
the thing on the badge
sides.
on the side.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I was hoping, David, that when you were doing the coaching, you were wearing like full kit and you had like shin pads on and everything.
I had a manager's jacket.
Well, no, but did you have the initials?
Jacket.
The DT.
No, I didn't have the initials.
That would be the best thing about it.
No, and we were gonna wear suits to the final, but then we thought it's not about us. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like, it would have been funny. Yeah, look, the managers will wear it. It's not about us though, is it? It's about the kids and like us turning up and going, look at us. Just really made me like really turn inside myself. So we did do it in the end. But there you go, Little League.
You should have had a bet between the managers and whoever lost, maybe whatever it is, they had to wear a full suit. So only one manager was wearing a suit. That would have been even better.
That is a good shout. I'm not doing it next year though, so
maybe you should do it now just for that.
Not doing it next year.
Lauren Shower Curtain Rail. Fully support Dave's stance on ammo management in games. I deliberately went for what my mate called the poison yeet knife build in Cyberpunk. So I had ridiculously powerful throwing knives that would return to V's hands as quickly as they were thrown.
Yeah, occasionally I'll get like YouTube will be like will just show me little shorts of sorry, just show me little shorts. That's a weird.
Yeah, that's where I went.
Isn't it?
I thought the mini chief was going to come up like,
yeah, just like cool cyberpunk builds, and yeah, there's those people who do like throwing knife ninja ones, and they look absolutely sick.
They do. I also tried to use the the mods with where the blades come out your arms.
Yeah.
I tried to use those, but I'm so clumsy with them. I've seen people just like jump into a warehouse and like bolt between people, and it's
Yeah,
like
man, they're
stabbing
the
people
best.
left, right, and centre, and everyone's dropping dead at the same time. I do it, and I'm like just sort of flailing my arms and
Go
sort
like
of half
knocking
missing.
cups
just,
over and like things.
what am I doing? What am I
Knock 'em into some
doing?
bins.
Yeah, accidentally catching the side of my leg. Bandage up. Yeah, I don't know. Cyberpunk makes like it's clearly an issue in the main game of Cyberpunk because they completely change things in the DLC, and every room. I mean, I mentioned this last week, but every room is like some sort of ammo distribution warehouse. It's nuts. There's
There's
just
a lot
bullets
more
everywhere.
like properly sort of staged encounters in the DLC, isn't there? Like,
There is, yeah. So I had to. It's like the old days. Do you remember the old days where you would play like a first-person shooter or whatever, and then there would just conveniently be a room with tons of ammo and health and shield there, and you go, okay, so there's a boss next. Is
Yeah, just oh no, there's loads of knee-high crates.
yeah.
Oh
loads of,
no,
like, loads of
here we
high
go.
walls and just like, oh fuck it, all right, let's walk in. Oh, what's gonna happen now?
yeah, it's a big empty circular room with a hole in the roof, and you go, right, okay, it's going up. And I used to do that thing where I would head forward to see how close I could get without it triggering the cutscene. I think I had issues growing up. I don't know.
Elden
on.
Ring does a good job. There's a couple of bits where you enter a space where you're like, oh shit, this is going to be a boss fight, and it turns out it isn't. But if you've been paying attention, it's like it's a space where a boss type character would have been. It's like from somewhere in the story, but they're just not there anymore, or they're dead now, or whatever. And I thought that was quite cool because it just plays with that expectation. But,
Yeah, I like it. I like it when they do that, but I hate it when you play a game like was it Duke Nukem Forever and they make a joke of it. And it's like, yeah, we all know that. It's not funny. Let's move on.
yeah.
Let's move on. Matt Murray.
That was that game all over, though, wasn't it? It's like, it's
Yeah.
not funny. Let's move
Yeah, it
on.
was.
move
Yeah.
Next message is from Blorpo. That was subject of a Matthew Castle tweet, wasn't it?
Do you, sorry, do you reckon we could get James to faint? Because like he faints, and because he's leaning forward now, his head like smacks the thing, and then
I'm leaning
his
forward 'cause I'm
colleague
next
has
to
to
this
come in.
microphone. It's like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
the
what I'm
microphone's
talking
right in
about. It's
front of me.
perfect. Nice. Let's do it. Let's try and make it. Make it fun.
Well, no, 'cause if he fainted, then the housemates would burst in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's
Yes.
you're
And
just
that
saying
would be
good
funny.
things.
Yeah.
No, it'll be funny. It would be funny, yeah.
Playing
Right,
piano at the moment.
Blorpo has messaged, howdy, long time, first time, yada yada. A fair while back, you guys, and by that I'm pretty sure I mean Sean, talked about what remains of Edith Finch. I made a mental note to put it on my list and finally got around to it this week. All I can say is, wow, it took some turns I wasn't expecting, and I really am grateful for the recommendation, even if it took me forever and a day to get to it. Appreciate y'all. From Blorpo.
It
I think we all
is
like that, didn't we?
such a good video game. That
Yeah.
like it's really up there.
It's
Yeah.
still so funny to me that like it came out and everyone was like, right, this is it. This is what the walking simulator genre was for, right? For this game, like they're going to be so good from now on. And then just no one bothered making any after that.
Well, that period of good walking sims, like Edith Finch and
Everybody's gone to the
Home.
Rapture.
Everybody's gone to the Rapture. I really like. What was the other one? What was the one that went all scary halfway through? Something
Gone
about
home? No.
No, there was
I don't
one where there's like a scary bit in a cave. But like Firewatch was good, and that was after.
Firewatch.
Yeah, I
Edith
liked
Finch.
it.
What about Unfinished Swan? Was that a
Unfinished
No,
One
that
was
is
more of a
good.
puzzle game, I think.
yeah?
Yeah. But
Vanishing of Ethan Carter from
Vanishing of
Chod,
Ethan Carter, that's the one. That was another decent one. So like there were, I do miss those types of games. I really do. And yeah, Edith Finch had that level in it that linked it to
Yeah, Unfinished.
Unfinished Swan. It was what a game. If you've not played Edith Finch, definitely play it because it's about 3 hours long and it has some incredibly emotional scenes. You know, some of them. And it has like a mad representation of somebody who's struggling with their mental health as well. Do you remember with the where you're doing a repetitive job over and over again and all that sort of stuff? Oh my god, it was so good.
Yeah.
That is a very good game.
Oh, yeah.
Play it.
Gasman Gas Mark 4. Dear lads, a couple of weeks back, I was going out for a drink and asked my significant other for advice on what to wear. The reply was, what about a stupid shirt with a pothead on it? This left me wondering for a moment, as I do not believe I own such a thing. It hit me, and I exclaimed, "Excuse me, do you mean the very limited and sought-after T-shirt in the super soft fabric of the legendary Dr. James Farley, shadow member and frequent guest of award-nominated A Computer Game Show podcast?" She looked at me puzzled. I did a backflip, donned my sunglasses, and left for the bar. Anyway, please be more merch, which is impossible to wear in public. Much love from Gasman.
I mean, Potterhead. That no one's ever described me as that.
You are the
but you
pothead
do-
from the show.
Yeah, in the I can see why they said that from the
Why?
picture of
Your eyes look quite.
Well,
Yeah.
'cause I think there's
It's
a
all
fine
like, take me
line
to your
between
dealer, man. There's all
dreamy-
that. You know?
Yeah, there's a fine line between dreamy and stoned, and in that photo, you could go one way or t'other.
I thought I
Do you
just
know what
looked
I mean?
tired, like in it. I didn't think it was like.
Yeah, that's part of being stoned, isn't it?
Yeah, if you
Exactly.
do something that wacky backy, James, you may be tired and hungry. I hear. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't know, but
This feedback reminded me. I do actually have another design that's definitely more impossible to wear in public, but I've only
brilliant.
shared it with Dave.
Oh, I think I remember that. Yeah.
Is it one
Is
of-
it,
is it-
is it
it's
someone
pretty
different
bad.
this time?
I sent it to Dave. I was like, I don't even know if this. I don't know why I've done this.
no, that is one of
Yeah.
James bending over, isn't it? James bending over and no clothes on.
It's not another one of me, is it?
It's
Honestly,
another one of you.
It was another one of you. I need to see it again.
what's the
because I
okay?
can't
What's
remember it.
what's the theme?
Well, I mean, do you want me to
bot out.
describe it?
No, don't just.
Oh,
We'll
No, I can't even describe it.
Oh, you
no.
can't come on. I've got to see this
share it.
now.
Right,
Share
okay.
it separately after the show.
No. Let me share it now, and he
Well,
can
hang on,
just
because
view it.
I've got a decent like mock-up of it, like on a person.
Oh, do you not want me to post it in the group chat? Sorry, listeners. This must be incredibly
This is
annoying
terrible,
to listen to,
terrible podcast.
because you won't be able to
dreadful,
see it, and
this is
James
dreadful radio,
can't
but here
describe
it
it.
is.
But I do want James to see what it looks like in.
Well,
just
shall I do
to
the
see
next
his reaction.
next question,
You're right,
then we'll come
James.
back to it.
I just
Ready?
want to know what
Is
the
it-
theme is.
What's there? Go on.
Yeah, you
Ready?
got it now.
Is it in there?
Yep.
Oh fucking hell! No chance. There's no way we're putting that out.
I would have bought that. Okay, this is horrendous
No,
radio.
I did. It just reminded me of it.
Okay.
We
We are the worst.
in
I hate
t-shirt
this.
news. We hope to have some news for you
Yes.
soon.
Not this,
regarding
though.
We
T-shirts.
are on it.
Not that, but we are on it, and I'm very excited. Like, I'm genuinely excited about something that we've got planned. So yeah, keep your eyes out for more merch, for more high quality merch. Matt,
I want that T-shirt so bad, Sean.
Why B?
so do I.
Okay, why B and Q?
Because it worked, right? Okay. Doom Eternal has messaged the game Doom Eternal. How dare you have such an opinion on such a fine game like myself? Yeah, sure, I'm a bit fiddly. There's too much going on in mechanics, and the game goes on forever. But what's wrong with that? You're just afraid of change. Chicken. Buck. They didn't do a bit. I'd say a bit on the end.
I didn't know Doom Eternal had like supporters like this. Like, I didn't know. it was
Or
like-
could email.
Oh, no, this is
See,
someone
I
who
didn't
also
think-
doesn't like it, isn't it?
I didn't think that what we said was a controversial opinion. I thought lots of people
It's a
said that it
divisive
wasn't
game,
amazing.
Famously, I think it's just a shame that there's no divide between us. Just none of us like it.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
problem.
you get that. I can definitely hear a piano in the background now.
Yes.
Oh, I
know.
can.
Yeah, that?
yeah, I can. Yeah. It's like James in a lift.
Can't wait for this edit.
hell.
I'm
I'm
the
sorry.
piano's staying in. I can't be bothered.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
the piano's
it-
gonna stay in. I'm so no. You got to do something because that is going to be irritating.
I have
all the way
heard
through
that,
the
and
fucking
I heard
show.
that sound, and I was like, I wasn't sure if it's in my mind or no, it is in James's
I mean,
room.
look, he's got to stop soon. It's like 10:15.
Go and
James,
tell him.
Pete-
Take the mic with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
and
Go
and
out
tell
there
him.
and say, pretend, you know,
Say,
like
"Can
you're
you keep it
Christian
down? I'm
Bale,
trying
or
to do a pod-"
yeah, like pretend you're Tom Cruise or Christian Bale on a set of a movie.
Okay,
Go
can
through
we
and
just?
say, mate, I'm trying to have a wank, and you're putting me off.
I'm trying to record
That
an
was
award-nominated
pre-show chat, we can't-
podcast.
James, can we what?
Can continue, please?
Oh, yeah, we can. Can you? That's the question.
Yes.
It's actually worse that you're here. I thought it was going to be better. It's actually worse that you're here.
I can't control these forces that are around me very
Fucking
easily.
Jules Holland in the background.
I said that joke before we went live, ladies and gentlemen. I
Oh,
just
did you?
want to
Sorry,
highlight.
I was going to
that
say
I
it was
made
John,
it.
but okay.
Next.
Okay, Fongo has messaged. I've had an odd couple of weeks. I finally subscribed to your Patreon and got access to all the monthly.
James, can you mute when you're not talking then, at
Okay,
least to
okay.
make it a little bit easier for Sean? Fucking hell. Go on, sorry, Matt.
Unbelievable. All right. Fungo's message. I've had an odd couple of weeks. I finally subscribed to your Patreon and got access to all the monthly bonus podcasts. So I downloaded all of them since early 2021 and listened to nothing else until I was done. Some days I would have you in my ears for over 10 hours. What a roller coaster. Many nights I would dream about you. Your voices, particularly Sean's for some reason, have largely replaced my own for my inner monologue. It was kind of like the parasocial equivalent of Yoda going back for more olives meme. I would advise listeners against doing this. I love the pod, but I would probably be taking a short break until my brain heals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
that-
they've
haven't done
not
that
gone
with a
back
pod.
as far as they could have, right? Because when did the Patreon start? It was 2019, wasn't it?
It was it was definitely pre-Patreon because during Patreon we released some of the Patreon bonus shows for free, didn't we?
Right, okay, you said
yeah.
Patreon far
Jesus
too many
Christ.
times there.
Yeah, it was pre-COVID is what I meant to say, yeah.
It was pre-Patreon where the Patreon started Patreon, and then
Yeah.
we Patreon with the Patreon, not the
I think
Patreon.
it probably was. So I think maybe it was 2019 because our last EGX was 2019.
Well, a quick way of finding out, when was Charlie born, Dave?
So we move on. What
You can
year
do
are we
this. You can do this. It's 2024 now.
2018, and James is gone.
He's actually fucking gone.
Wow.
Right, can we
Okay.
pause for a sec?
Unbelievable.
Just
Yeah.
pause. Keep it recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it recording.
Fuzzbuzz, how do you get a question on stream? You just ask us. Although we do often
I
ignore
mean,
chat.
actually, the timing's ideal.
Yeah, if you want a question, go.
Right, James, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I mean, you froze for a second.
I mean,
but
I
now
can't
I'm
see
back.
him.
You
You're
just
not?
went away on ours.
Okay, strange, but I'm here. It's fine.
So can you
Stop
guys
saying
see?
it's fine.
Can,
Stop saying
can you
it's
three see
fine.
James? Because I can't see James.
I can see James.
Yeah, I
Can you
can
hear
see James.
I can't see him.
You can't hear him or
I
see
can
him.
hear him.
No. No.
James
You should
might
be
have
able
to
to
leave
hear
and
me.
rejoin again because Matt can't hear you or see you.
Hang on.
Do we kick him off?
Let's see. If not, I'll
I mean, the
refresh.
piano is insane.
Yeah.
Everyone flapping, James.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
I can see him.
I'm back.
Oh, I can hear the piano. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. That's how we know James is all right. Can hear the
Why did
piano.
you leave? Did Jamie Cullum come in or what?
No, just I don't know. Just you guys disappeared.
Just try and name other pianists. And something.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Do we? What do we
I've-
do? We need to make a decision. Are we
I really
carrying
am
on?
desperate to hear about this Luigi's fucking mansion feedback, Dave. So I
okay.
think we should
Should we
carry
read
on.
the news at least? Because none of us have read up on the news.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do your news and fuck off.
Okay.
Will it? What time is it over there?
You see, this is the thing, right?
It's quite late for piano, isn't it?
No, but this is the thing. Like,
Go on.
all the other stuff I fixed, but I had no idea that was going to start happening.
But
Didn't you say to him, "I'm recording a podcast in there. Can you keep the like?"
No, because then other people have turned up now as well.
also they're having a piano party now.
Yes, and the problem is I think I'm supposed to go down and say hello or something, but I can't. So now I look really
Well-
rude as well.
What,
This
wait,
is
hold
really
on. You
uncomfortable.
didn't tell him that you were recording a podcast.
No.
What? So what do
So
they think you're doing in your
doing
room?
in there?
Joe, they think you're James. They think you're
Talking to
just.
yourself. And
They think you're
slagging
looking
them
after
off.
yourself all night.
Just having some time to look. Can we not, please? Because
They think you're having some James time.
No,
And-
we can. You owe us this at the very least for
Yeah,
not
you haven't been on
showing
for
up.
16 weeks. Last time you came on was the original release of Louise's Mansion.
Blah, 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 blah,
piano
blah,
stopped
blah.
now. The piano stopped.
Okay, right.
Piano stops.
Right. Okay. No, oh, they're coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
No, but that's the other thing. Like, I'm definitely gonna have to mute it for that because it creaks like anything. The stairs, because it's obviously it's like a wooden.
I'm
Stairs.
just waiting for some of them to start having sex in the next room.
Yeah.
And we'll just have to
Oh,
all
no.
sit here and listen
Sex
to it.
on the piano.
Sean, do you think if you were in James's position, would you go, "This is actually really annoying for everyone. I'll just say that I'm
Maybe
really
it's time
sorry I
for it to
can't
bow
make
out.
it."
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't want to, but I don't want to let people down. That's the problem.
You're letting us down regardless.
Exactly.
Sean's got a 14-hour edit tomorrow.
But
Yeah,
what do you want me to do?
But can you ask them what keys they're playing, and then Sean can pitch the noise removal exactly to like G and
That's true,
I don't know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what are you playing? So he's like, okay, noise removal, that exact song.
Right.
Trod
Right,
says
the
maybe
piano
they're in the
stopped.
chat already.
The piano has stopped.
Imagine all watching the stream. Oh, what
Yeah,
should we
could
do
you
now?
imagine if you could hear his like a voice in the background? You'd
Yeah.
freak out, wouldn't you? Right, the piano's stopped.
It has.
We're
Yeah.
going to continue.
Yep.
Oh,
We
hang
all
on.
agree we're going to
I think,
continue.
can I hear chainsaws?
No, that's probably the fans on my computer going. There you go.
Okay.
Okay. Are we good? Should we go
Can we
back to
trade
feedback?
him? Can we trade him?
Who are we trading
Yeah.
for?
Stop
Please,
him.
please do so.
Yeah. Well, when the transfer window opens,
This is the easiest money you've ever made in your life, James.
Yeah, we're gonna
I feel
go.
So stressed. This is horrible. I feel really bad. Go on.
okay.
Oh, sorry, you feel bad. Right.
I feel bad for Sean. Let me be clear about that. I feel bad for Sean.
And the listeners. Okay, should
And the
we?
listeners.
Where were we? Where were we?
Yes.
Where were we?
Well, we got one more bit of feedback from Cami, but that's about a game I'm going to talk about later. Still Wakes the Deep, so we'll save that. So, in spite of that, yeah, we'll say that's either feedback. Go to tcgs.co/dear tcgs. Leave your feedback.
James, it's time for the news.
It is time for the news. So Nintendo are not. I've messed up already. This is terrible. Okay, right, here we go. Nintendo are going to avoid any scalping with the Switch 2 because they this time said that they're going to completely meet demand and it's not going to be a problem because apparently they're not having an issue with semiconductor shortages anymore. So that's good.
I don't believe
All right,
it.
well, no need to pre-order then. Good shout, Nintendo. Well done with that one.
It's because they want to stop the resale market. That's the thing they keep going on
Yeah,
about.
I mean that makes total sense. Do you think they will? I think the demand for this thing is going to be insane.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it will be massive. Kind of depends on price. You've got to imagine it will be more than the Switch, given where we are in terms of pricing of things in general.
Where are you putting it price-wise?
Oh, well, how much is the current Switch?
I was going to say, what did the, I know
I
we
just think
always
it'll
do
be
this.
I just think it'll be slightly more.
What
I
did
just
the
think
original Switch launch at? Was it
280, 280, I think.
Oh, was
It was it was surprisingly high, wasn't
I
it?
was at 350.
Yeah.
I reckon it's going to launch 399.
Yeah, I'm
350.
thinking 399 as well.
So I reckon a bit more. So probably, but hey, it was 280. Yeah, I thought as much.
you, chap.
Yeah,
No,
I just think
280. I remember us moaning about that when they announced the price. That
That
seems
seemed
like
like a
nothing
lot
now.
back
because it had half a gig of RAM or
It
something.
was, it was also because it had the storage space was rubbish.
Yeah,
and
16 gig
also
originally,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
That's true, yeah.
We'd all
Yeah.
been burned with the Wii.
Yeah.
So
We had
Yeah,
them.
I reckon it'd be 350 or 400. Yeah, but even having said that, everyone wants a new Switch and it'll be massive. But yeah, it's a nice idea.
be hard
I
to get hold
still think demand will outstrip what they've got. But I mean, Apple seem to. I mean, Apple sell millions of devices on a day when they announce and release new iPhones. But then suddenly release dates are kind of pushed back. If you want it on launch day, you won't get
But
on
they've
launch day.
sold the same phone for the past 12 years, so it's a little
they're
bit
a bit-
easier for them, isn't it?
Slightly different camera now. Slightly different camera. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still. There will definitely still be. There goes James. There will definitely still be. There he's back again. There will still be a demand for this. It will probably outstrip what they can supply. James, thoughts?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think there's still going to be scalpers. That's still going to be going on. There's no problems with that. So, I think this is tempting fate. Honestly, saying this, that there's not going to be any problems. It's I don't know why anyone would do that. Why anyone would say
I mean, I
it's definitely going to be
assume
fine.
they're doing
when it's
this.
not.
It must be a shareholder. Must be. Well, this is obviously talked about at a shareholders meeting. But you've got to imagine they're trying to allay fears because the shareholders are probably like, "Hang on, we're going to make $1,500 trillion. You better not screw it again." So it's probably just trying to allay their
Do you
fears.
know
isn't it?
do you know what my prediction is? That the console was supposed to come out this year, and this is their answer to shareholders as to why it's a good thing that it isn't.
I think you're
I
right.
think that's where they're going with that. Makes sense. It's the only real reason why they would say this sort of shit for no reason. So
Yeah, because obviously all the rumours were this year, and then the rumours were like, oh, suddenly, not this year. But it's probably just going to be, two Switches stuck together, just like Switch was two GameCubes stuck together. So, I mean, don't know.
that is how it works, isn't it?
That's
Right,
what that is works with
64
Nintendo,
Sells
yeah.
hopefully more and more
Yeah.
consoles together eventually.
Yeah, it's going to be
32
massive, the
bits.
next one.
Yeah.
Okay, next story is, you remember like GTA 4 had like a whole bunch of good DLC, didn't it? Like,
Yeah,
there
the
was
story
like,
expansions and stuff.
Ballad of Gay Tony, Lost and Damned. What was the third one? There was 3, wasn't there?
there was 3, but I don't
Was it
remember what the
3?
last one was.
New skins.
Oh yeah, new skins. Yeah, that's right.
So GTA 5 didn't have any. Like they didn't bother, and everyone was a bit confused about this for a long time. And now it's been kind of confirmed that obviously the reason for this was because GTA Online was, as they said here, a cash cow. and so there was no real reason to to go for the DLC. So this came from a former design director at Rockstar, Imran Sawar, who said that they had all this sort of not ready to go, but they were like, really sort of down the planning line with the whole thing. And he says one developer expressed their disappointment, stating, "I was like, yo, what the fuck, dudes? This is," and then I don't know what this is supposed. I think it's supposed to be something awesome. Let's keep it going. Yeah, and so they were.
I
Pretty excited about it.
I can imagine that they talk like that around the Rockstar offices. They call
Mhm.
each other man and dude and say eat cowabunga and that.
Yeah.
Because they're the cool dudes of the
They
video
are.
game industry, aren't they? They are the cool dudes. This makes absolutely zero sense to me. I
How do you
mean,
mean?
they
Well,
obviously know
this,
what they're doing. Go on.
yeah, but this confirms what everyone's belief was.
I was
Why
gonna
would
say, I
they
think
do
we
it
all sort
when
of guessed
GTA
it,
Online's probably
so-
making bank? Why would they?
Yeah.
Why would they do that? Like this kind
Because
of just confirms that.
also paid DLC for GTA 5 would make bank.
It would, but it would
Um,
require a lot more work than, which actually seems unfair because they're actually putting a lot of effort
It
into
would
GTA
still
Online.
make a lot of
Yeah,
money.
no, yeah, it would make money for sure, but like, I guess the assumption was actually they could probably do less and still make loads of money with GTA Online, and they have
Yeah, I
proved
can
that.
only assume
Okay.
they looked at the revenue from like the GTA 4 expansions versus what they would, what they were making with GTA Online. Because I knew, like, I remember when it really felt like a change when they started doing expansions with GTA Online, which when you started them were like introducing new characters and there was full, voiced cutscenes and everything. It was like, oh shit, no, this is it. This is how the story, inverted commas, like continues at this point. Because initially they'd add stuff to GTA Online, but it'd be like, now you can run a motorcycle club, but it's just here's, you have your clubhouse and some different mission types and stuff, but there was no narrative to it. Whereas they started building that stuff in as time went on. So
Yeah.
it's not like that expertise sort of, was lost or underutilized or anything. But yeah, it's obviously it's not the same for people like us who would rather not probably engage
No.
with the online stuff so much and just wanted
They
another
would be
cool story to
making
play
a
through.
shit ton of money out of the people that aren't playing GTA Online. And not only that, even if they repurposed it and said, here's an add-on, it's a separate disc, it's a separate download, a separate purchase, but it comes with GTA Online as a way of getting those people that hadn't jumped on GTA Online in the first month or 2 months and say, here, look, here's a single player experience that you loved, and here's a gateway to getting back involved with the online scene. It seems insane to me that they would just drop that as an idea. It really does. And as I say, they are experts. They know what they're doing. There's obviously a very good reason to do that. To me, it just feels like we're leaving money on the table
There's also
because
that
you're
chance
you're
that
looking at a different market. It's a different market that you can get even more money out of. It just, yeah, it's wild to me. I don't understand why this was dropped completely as an idea, unless there's other things around it. But a $20 £20 story DLC for GTA 5. That's a lot of money on the table there, man. I'm telling you.
I'd still buy one of those now if they released one.
Yep.
Like,
Yes, I would. Yeah, I
I
would.
mean,
There's also the
yeah.
chance you can then like do bundles as well, can't you? When you start saying, "Oh, let's sell the game again, but with this included and all that kind
Yeah,
of stuff."
it's like a relaunch with it, all of that. Yeah,
But I'm sure
yeah.
they just worked out that people buying, currency in GTA Online is just ridiculous. The amount of money they make.
I'm sure it is, but it's not one or the other, is it?
Well, I
You
don't know because
still,
it depends on the resources, doesn't it, that's being put into it. But
yeah, they're a massive fucking studio, though, aren't
Well,
they? With a lot
think,
of money.
I mean, James, there is more information about that, in the piece. I'm not sure if you read further than the headline, but it does say a lot of the team.
I'm sure you're going to tell us, Matt. Go on.
No, you're the news
No, go
guru.
ahead.
I'd rather you. But it says here a lot of the team went on to Red Dead Redemption 2, and I took on this other project. So yeah, basically, it seemed like the team was split in half.
right.
And then, so even though I spent loads of money on it, which I couldn't quite believe, and in the end, that stuff did go into GTA Online, but it feels like it probably was a resourcing thing as well. The team got, taken away.
It seems mad to me, resourcing thing with one of the most successful studios on the planet, where they could have a project that makes guaranteed profit, is just.
Yeah,
I can't wrap my head around it.
I can't think of many things that they could do that wouldn't like guarantee profit. Yeah, I mean, like it could be Red Dead expansion. I mean, God, they could probably put out a table tennis game and people would probably lap it up.
Yeah, no, yeah.
'Cause Red
Hold on.
Dead
There's a
2's
big difference.
Interesting,
But yeah, because they went on
because-
to. I see why they wanted to make that a big success. And,
yeah. Like Red Dead 2 is interesting though, because obviously Red Dead Online never took off in the way that GTA Online did.
No.
Red Dead 2 is celebrated as a single player game. So
Yes.
actually, if they just left Red Dead Online and just actually done more story stuff for Red Dead 2, that would have been amazing.
That would have been. I mean,
Yeah,
we,
but
we
they,
played it,
I
didn't
would
we?
argue,
Yeah.
I would argue that they would make more from GTA single player expansions than they would Red Dead 2 single player expansions.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
just
Yeah,
so
they'd
more,
make
yeah.
anything more from Great GTA than Red Dead, wouldn't they? It's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just it doesn't click with me. I don't really understand it, and it's a damn shame that we only got, the story of GTA 5 was okay. It wasn't amazing. Probably the most.
I should say, he's me saying, "Oh, I'd buy more DLC if they released it." Never actually finished the main story.
Yeah, I mean, not
you
just
not?
that, but also the rumours with this were that it was going to be like centered around Trevor as well, which I know a lot of you.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
Yeah.
It was of that time where they thought Trevor was absolutely brilliant and
So edgy.
yeah, so edgy. And really, you look back on it, and people don't look at characters like that anymore. People just think, well, no, Trevor was actually a bit of a
Just a
dick throughout the
arsehole.
whole
Yeah.
thing. Just yeah, it's funny. I'd be with it. Like when I first played as Trevor, I was like, "This is hey, look how crazy he is. He's your excuse to go nuts in the world." But then I soon sort of fell out of love with him when yeah, I don't know. It was in that transition period, wasn't it? I think they will definitely move away from that style in the next game, but
Yeah.
I've got long to wait really now.
No, it's not that long. I mean, when is it? It's next year now, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I'm not sure when next year. I mean, isn't it end of next year? It's supposed to be coming.
I think that's a rumor. I'm not sure. I think anything
Yeah,
can't
I've
confirm
got-
my
I think we
financials,
can-
but
We can all confidently say that I'd be very surprised if it come out next year. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if it drifted to the year after, but we'll see.
Okay, next story is that Nintendo says that generative AI can be used in creative ways. Yeah, so because there was a report, I think a couple of days before this, where like people were saying, "Oh, Nintendo said they're never going to use generative AI at all in their projects," and they've actually said that's maybe not the case, but we need to be. They've clarified and said we need to be mindful about how this is going to work with our IP, because this is the biggest problem: is how this can impact on IP issues.
I'd love to know what the I'd love to know. Like, obviously, we're not developers. None of us are developers or artists within the video game space.
I think if I am a developer, actually, David, so up yours.
Mate, you're not a developer, though, are you?
Well, no. Right, get about this. Well, no, but
He codes, boy. He codes.
no, I'm not a programmer. Everyone who works I've been over this before, but I think a lot people work at studios could be classed as developers. I wouldn't dare put up my bio. But yeah,
Okay.
I think.
Well, let me ask you then, Matt.
But I'm not a programmer.
No, but let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So with AI, because AI as a phrase is obviously it's got a lot of connotations around it,
Yes,
and
it's the
I
worst.
see it in a very similar aspect as and maybe I'm sort of simplifying this too much, but I see it in a very sort of comparison that we've seen in real world of self-service checkouts, right? That they're these things that are actually slightly more annoying than using a normal checkout, but we all just use them absolutely fine now, and it's saving supermarkets an insane amount of money because they don't have to pay people, like a string of people, to do your shopping for you. Like, the job opportunities has gone down in that sector and all this sort of stuff. When it comes to video game development, you can see generative AI in the way that they showed the new what was it? The new what they call it? Epic. What's Epic's engine?
Unreal Engine.
Unreal Engine.
Unreal Engine, right? When they showed it generating thousands of rocks in like a rocky scene, right? Now, where does that? Where's the view of that? Like, is that using it for generating thousands of different shapes and sizes of rock in a rock scene? Is that negative when it comes to video game development, or is it positive because it's stuff that they wouldn't normally do that now that they can do, or is it literally taking a job away from someone?
I think it's probably speeding jobs up rather than taking a job away from someone. But like, I mean, I don't know because I don't see that side of it. But there's got to be what's the word? Like terms and conditions are these things where if you were to use generative AI to produce anything like this, you probably wouldn't even own the assets or the code or whatever's behind it. So I think it'll be a risk for like studios to use this kind of stuff unless they're maybe
Matt, you
building their own
sweating
models.
because
It is
you
very
gave it all
hot,
the
yeah.
big one and now you're
I'm just
you gave
saying.
it all the big one and
I
now
think you need to
you're-
get terminology right.
I think there's the constant sort of, like you say, there's using something generative to create essentially set dressing, but there's still a human, like this human design nous is going into where those rocks are placed and where and
Right.
how things work.
Yeah,
Whereas
absolutely.
the way some people are selling generative AI is like, oh, it'll do everything. It will make all the levels. It will test them for you. It will,
Which is awful, right? And
yeah.
even if you've got the most advanced generative AI where you place it in front of 100 people and 100 people don't notice the difference, right? It's still bad because you are limiting opportunities within the industry, right? And let's face it, look, we're nowhere near that level yet. Like you look at these pictures and the videos and the audio and stuff, everyone can tell what's AI and what's not, unless you're really really oblivious to it. Like it's really like it's not good. And it's one of those things that you don't want companies to use to try and drain out, drain profit out of their projects and get rid of their overheads when it comes to staff and things like that. Like it is bad. I do wonder where the limit is because everyone uses some sort of generative, like computer generated aid within most industries now, right? We have loads of that in ours, and
for years we've had stuff like Speed Tree, right? Which just will go right. I just need a forest that looks like
that's
this,
it, and
then
it
fill
puts
an area with
put
it.
the trees out, yeah.
Because again, that's filling spaces that you're kind of looking at, but not necessarily that important. But it's when people want to start trying to use AI for things that people will look closely at. I think is when you're going to run into problems.
Yeah, I think it will get to a point where it'd be so good it will be impossible to tell. But and that's a whole different can of worms. But yeah, as it is right now, it just feels. I'm so sick of hearing about it. It's like I'm sick of.
That's the worst.
I'm just sick of hearing.
My favorite AI thing is at the moment, and I actually agree with it on this. Apparently, they've started using AI to like try and solve like transport problems, and every time it just goes trains. It's trains. You just need good trains.
See, that's what's really interesting though. Like in the future, if we start to use this stuff to, model, possible ways to, organize societies and stuff like that. How people are just going to react and just be like, well, no, I don't want to do that. Like,
yeah. Even though we've been listening to everything, I'm not actually going to do the thing. If you say actually do it and it goes against my wishes, then no, everything's good apart from that suggestion.
It's like it turns out organising the economy this way it's really messed up. The machine says so. No, we're going to keep doing it this way. It's fine.
It does always seem to be buzzwords, though. There always seems to be that like AI seems like the new crypto, seems like the new NFT, seems like. Do you know what I mean? It is that.
There's more to this though than NFTs. I mean, there really is. Like, I think I'm not sure what's going to happen in the future with this, but I don't think it's comparable to NFTs or crypto.
No, I don't think it's going to go away. It's just annoying how everything has been renamed AI. Like we've been, as you say, like
clearly isn't. Like
we've been using computers. Computers. Like for, I mean, it was. What didn't you say? Harry said something about playing like bots, and it's like no, the AI characters. It's like, well, we just called them bots.
No,
forever.
it was in Rocket League. The Rocket League bots are now called AI, and then someone messaged in and said, "David, here's a screenshot from 2018. They were called AI, mate." And I was like, okay, that's just been in my head. Then
one of the annoying
things
thing
is
is
to use the term AI for just how enemies behaved in games, and then
that's right. Yeah, totally.
And the funny thing was, like I remember, like the first Unreal came out, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, the enemy AI is incredible! It acts with like self-preservation in mind." It turns out it was quite annoying. And then Half-Life came out. And everyone was like, "Oh my god, the AI is amazing." It's like, well, it's not really AI; it's all scripted. It's all scripted, enemies are told, basically, here's where we think the player's going to go. If they do this, enemies do this, and but we called it all AI back then. But now it's become this buzz term for these sort of large language models or whatever. Like
So I did something in Photoshop the other day, which is that election image I did on like social media to vote
Oh
for.
yeah, because I noticed on Threads
Yeah.
it was tagged.
Yeah.
With... yeah.
On Instagram, it said made with AI or something with AI, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And basically, it's because I'd used like what I've used a billion times, like probably remove background tool or spot brush removal where you can move.
Right, yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what? So and now like my image looks like it's made by a fucking computer. I mean, I've used creatives have used those tools in Photoshop.
It had a pretty weird watermark in the middle of it. I noticed that.
Well, I
What was
downloaded
that?
that off. I downloaded that off Google. I don't know.
Oh, it's fine then, isn't it?
Yeah, but say
You're
like I've
right,
made
you
with
should
AI.
get your credit for that work then, shouldn't you, Matt?
Well, no, someone else should. It's the AI tag. I was like, for fuck's sake, man, just because I use a Photoshop brush, whatever. Up yours.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
AI's bad. We all know that. I think we're all in agreement.
Next story. Does anybody here still have a Wii U?
Yeah,
Never had one. Next.
Don't.
it's a great console.
Do you not have one still, David?
No. It wasn't a great console. I sold it to someone at work, I think.
Oh, really?
I love it.
It was a
still
great
friends?
console. It had really good games on it. It had some really fucking good
It did,
games
there
on
was some
it, but
great stuff
no
on
one
there.
cared.
It's just that then they all
No
came
one
out on the
cared.
Switch, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Sadly, though, Nintendo doesn't either anymore because you can't get them repaired. They're stopping repairs for them from the 3rd of July 2024. So that's actually from now.
Oh, too
You can't
late.
get them
If you're
repaired.
listening
this
to this,
is
it's
like-
too late.
This
Yeah.
is like when we find out they've stopped making the 3DS last year or whatever,
Yeah.
and you're just like, what? They were still okay. I assume they ran out of Wii U parts years ago
Well,
at this point, but
It's
Yeah, I
also-
can't imagine talking to someone last week and them going, "Oh, good, my Wii U will be back from repair tomorrow. Get to play the Pikmin game that come out for it."
I mean, I think we get that partly also because of the whole because they shut down the storefronts in I think it's 2023,
yes.
and
Yeah.
so it's felt like it's been gone for a long. I mean, come on, it felt like it was gone after a couple of years it coming out, but it really feels like it's gone now. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Do
a
you
shame
remember
'cause
when I had that idea when they shut the 3DS store down that we should try and get as many developers as possible to make it free, and Matt just poo-pooed it.
Yeah, but,
But then
who
actually-
took you up on your idea?
well,
You
the-
didn't
they
go
do
for
it.
it
publishers
because you
did,
took
didn't they,
piss
right?
out of me.
Didn't Capcom reduce everything to like £1 or whatever?
I think some did, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a
Speaking
great
of-
idea.
I don't think we've talked about this. You know they're pulling Xbox 360 games from the store. The Xbox
Yes.
store.
No,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. I only
Why
found
are
out
they
about it
doing
this
that?
week, and apparently they announced it fucking ages ago.
What, for licensing reasons, or
I think it's
guess.
mostly licensing. Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's-
seems so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird because in America there's a massive sale on, so if you want to hoover a load of stuff up for £1 or £2, but not in the UK, or at least not yet, which is a bit fucking annoying.
Yeah, that's a bit annoying. Why would anyone do it, David? Let's not do it. This is embarrassing. Why would anyone do it? I don't know, so that people could download their games before the store
Oh,
closes.
I know.
But
There's a little
why?
thing called consumer rights, Matt.
Yeah.
yeah, well, up yours. Who else did it? Capcom did it, but why not? Have a little experimento. Why not? No, I think you should get the campaign back there. I think you should maybe do it for another console. when
It's
on
too
its
late.
last leg.
It's shut.
Another
You shit on it,
console.
and
Do it for
it's
another
shut now.
console.
You
Do it for
shit and it's
PSVR.
shut.
Do it for
You
PSVR
shit
2.
on it and it's shut now.
What do you
Well, it's
think
not my
the next
fault.
one will be?
The next console.
The next
What, to be-
console to lose its online marketplace or
Xbox. Should
Yeah.
we?
Series X.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, it's not working out, is it?
No, they had a great E3. What are we talking about?
Oh yeah, they did. Let's see
Remember
what those
that?
games
You'll
are
get
like
all
when they
those
come out.
games for £1.
Yeah.
What I like in the story about the Wii U is, it says it sold 13 million consoles, and obviously at last count, Switch sold 141. So it really was a massive difference.
13 million.
13
yeah,
million.
It's terrible. It's really
Imagine
terrible.
working in a field where the thing you make ends up in 13 million households, and everyone's just like, "You fucking idiot! What were you
Oh,
thinking?
don't-
This is
but
bullshit."
yeah,
It's
I
a
know,
famous
but-
flop.
Yeah. Come on. That was. They're not working in the field though, are they? They're Nintendo, one of the biggest video games companies. I'll never forget the one thing that sticks in my teeth with the Wii U was when I said to James,
Oh, I knew you were going to bring this up.
Do you remember this?
Here we go.
HMV was selling it for $199 with 3 games, and I was like, James, it's not going to get better than this. And you went, hold on, it definitely will. 2 years later, I bought it for the same price with one less game than I would have bought it.
Because the thing
At that time,
we'd had a
fucking
long
fuming.
history of video game consoles being discounted. How was I to know it was going to be so bad that they couldn't discount it? During that time.
I also remember when I bought a MacBook Pro and he went, "Get the Intel one. No one knows what these M1 chips are like."
I know and I regret that as well
Now
because
look.
now I've stuck with one of those, which you may hear in this edit. So it's
It
really
sounds
annoying.
like a piano when you turn it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very annoying.
Okay.
Sorry. Anyway, final story. So a guy in the UK called Aaron
Oh, yeah.
Savage has been arrested for carrying a replica of
He's
the.
been jailed.
Yes,
So-
yeah, he's been arrested
sorry.
and jailed.
What's the person's name?
It says Aaron Savage. Why?
Okay, because it says a different name in the.
Yeah, that's not
this-
the name at all, James. It's Anthony Bray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
So who are you libeling right now?
What are you talking about, James?
Aaron
Have you
Savage.
just come
What a
up
prick.
with a name?
Get him in the slam.
Is that an AI name generator? Aaron Savage.
I don't know where that's come from. That's terrible.
Where
Whoever
has Aaron
is, I'm sorry.
Savage come from?
I'm scared to Google Aaron Savage now in case it's like really
I
bad.
mean, can that be the episode title? Where is Aaron
I mean,
Savage
it might
come from?
happen.
Well, no, it depends. We need to do some searching first. But where in the world is Aaron Savage?
Aaron Savage.
Who in the world is Aaron Savage?
Aaron Savage, PhD, joined the
Aaron
White Lab.
Savage. Unbelievable behaviour from Aaron Savage. Right, what's the news story?
I'm sorry. I don't know why that happened. But anyway,
He's
I'm so
been
glad I caught that.
imprisoned.
Fucking-
this other guy,
Anthony Bray.
Yeah.
Anthony Bray, the real guy, has been
Yeah.
arrested and also jailed for carrying a replica of the Master Sword from Zelda in public. So it was 6 inches in length.
Yeah.
That's not
It's a
very
fucking
long.
knife.
There's a lot to unpack with this,
Yeah.
right? Because, like, I mean, off the top, I think we can all agree people getting stabbed, bad. Right?
Yep.
And
Tick.
therefore, things to prevent that, good. But then then you get into like the thing he was carrying was harmless, right? It was blunt, but no one
Don't
else
fucking
is to
look
know
it.
that. Yeah, no, that's what I
It
mean.
doesn't
No one else
look
is to know
harmless.
that.
It looks like
looking
a
at it.
blade.
And he also claims he's using it as a fidget toy. And, and basically, yeah, the police make the point that, well, there are fidget toys that aren't 6-inch blades, right? Could he use something else?
And he also had a history of offences.
He also had a
There's
history of
loads
burglary.
here that I kind of think this isn't a real story, other than it.
Yeah,
like,
lots
the
of people are
guy
like,
was carrying a
oh,
blade
Zelda
around.
Sword, and actually look into it. I know there's a reason why he went to prison, frankly.
Yeah,
And also,
Yeah.
it's like it was like you press a button and it like unsheathed.
It
or
did what?
whatever.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. Yeah, they sell them as fidget toys
Unsheathed.
because I've had Instagram adverts for these, and yeah, they do just sell them as like fidget toys. Yeah, it's to me like getting 4 months in prison seems excessive. I feel like a caution probably would have done the job, mate. Like,
Well, the not if he's got previous offences.
I
It's like,
suppose, yeah, I guess that comes
Judge
into
Sean.
it.
yeah,
Judge Sean.
it's
I don't
fine.
know. You look at it, it looks like a blade. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't want people carrying these around. That looks horrible. 6
Yeah.
inches is actually quite long for a blade as well, isn't it?
No, but it's not. It's blunt. It's not sharp.
It doesn't look.
Yeah, but
blunt.
it's still
No,
scare
but no, that's what I'm
people.
saying. I agree with you that, like, to any observer, it looks like he's fucking wielding a knife in public. Obviously,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
bad.
Shaw's defending this.
So sure, when you're walking around, you're like, it's blunt. You keep saying it's
Yeah,
blunt.
yeah. But look.
No, I've got Instagram adverts for this. It's fine. me and Andy Savage or whatever.
Aaron Savage.
Aaron
I'm just
Savage.
saying, I get how it looks. I just 4 months for something that is fundamentally harmless.
He'll be out in 2.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, all right. A weird story. Is
It is
that
Very
it?
weird.
That is it. That's the end of the news.
No fancy zone this week.
No, sorry.
Oh god, could you imagine if we played the Fantasy Zone full volume in the room that he's in? I'd love that.
Yeah.
Farley's Fantasy Zone. What have you been playing? James, you've not been on the show for 3 weeks.
1 week.
No, one
Since
episode.
Missed one
Yeah.
episode.
One
so you're
episode.
not gonna
Actually,
do
sorry,
two
no,
weeks.
yeah, so it's 2 weeks, right? Sorry, yeah.
That's one
Um,
episode.
You've
weeks.
got 2
Well, yeah,
weeks
2
though.
weeks, whatever.
You've got one game written down. We just mentioned 2. James Farley, what do you think of Luigi's Mansion 2 HD for the Nintendo Switch games console?
Well, this is the thing because this turned up just before I left, so I haven't really played very much of it yet. And visually,
On
really
on your
impressive.
portable console?
Yeah, I didn't take it with me. I didn't take it with me. Yeah. What? I didn't think, David. I've had things to do.
You're too busy playing
We've
piano,
all had
David.
things to do. Yeah, I've had fuck all to do, mate. Good point.
Yeah, the Euros have been on. Not sure if you're aware of that.
Haven't seen any of that either. Sucks.
Yeah,
Anyway.
England are doing well. They're playing brilliantly.
That's what I heard. Yeah. But I mean, I bought this because Asher was really keen to play it because he played 3 and really liked it. So I was like,
Brilliant
okay,
game, 3.
yeah,
A
3's
really, really good game.
And also, the first one's pretty good as well, like from what I remember. And I'm really surprised they haven't just remastered that one either. You know, for this, was there a remaster of the first one?
Feel like
I
there
don't think
was.
so. I don't think so. Did you play the one on the 3DS?
Yes, which is this one.
Yeah, did you enjoy it?
I thought it was okay. I mean, it was one of the reasons I bought a 3DS actually in the first place. Not because I specifically for that game, but because I played it around your house and I was really impressed by like the 3D effect. And it's like
Right.
that was what I saw it on.
I did think the game was shit though. Like even at the time, I thought this is below par. Like this is worse than the last one. And I remember there being a puzzle about sucking in water and then blowing it out onto a plant, and it grew, but it didn't really work. So you had to do it in a very specific way, and it didn't feel intuitive. And I just thought this doesn't feel like a Nintendo game because I'm just really struggling with everything.
Well,
Um,
and that's the whole thing with this because I mean I've as I said I've not played very much and I couldn't really remember how it was structured before. But the mission structure in this is terrible. Like it's
Yeah.
really contrived and it's not open either. Like from what I remember from Luigi's Mansion 3, you could kind of explore the mansion, right? Like it was the whole thing was you were going from place to place, gradually unlocking stuff and everything. Whereas with this, it's like literally like mission objective. You know, you have to go to this room, you complete this objective, and then you get pulled out of again, and then you have to sort of, select another mission and then go somewhere else. It's really weird, and there's these constant interruptions from EGAD, the scientist who's supposed to help you,
Yeah.
who's like just giving you instructions constantly. But it's like I just want to be let loose on this mansion and just have a look around. I don't
Yeah.
want all this like constant beeping going on and telling me what I should be doing. It's really really odd. And I don't remember if it opens up or not, but it's really disappointing. And it's the
I think
other
it
game-
does. You remember the opening hour and a half of the third game? That was still quite handholdy. They were still very limited with where you can go. You have 1 or 2 floors. They slowly open up. You didn't even have all the attachments to your. I do think that's a staple of the series. I think it does open up later on in the game number 2.
Yeah, maybe. But then I don't remember it being this intrusive in terms of like
Right.
the amount of like just being constantly contacted about stuff that, and also though some of the stuff it took me quite a long time to like figure out some of the puzzles as well, like really early on, which is a bit worrying because I was just like this seems really odd, and I couldn't figure some of them out. But I just need more time with it maybe when I get back, and then maybe I'll enjoy it more. But I think I'm probably just going to go back to Paper Mario because that's brilliant. And play that
Visually,
instead.
what did you make of it?
It's good. I mean, yeah, the visual upgrade is good. Like it does look because Asher he found like we still had the 3DS version of this, you see, and he like put it in and then compared it with the Switch one, and it's like it's crazy like the difference between the two. It looks so
Yeah.
much better, and but I don't know, just I shouldn't be disappointed because I knew that it's not the best in the series, but it's still just worse than I remember.
Cool.
Yeah.
That it?
Yeah, I've not played anything else this week, so yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
You didn't take your portal?
No, I didn't know. It's yeah.
Shame.
Okay. Good to have you back.
Hang on, let's have a look. Matt, how many games have you played this week?
1.
There you
I'm
go.
busy.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
you played another game last week.
Matt, what have you played this week?
I played and finished Still Wakes the Deep.
Oh, you
which-
played it right the way through. How long
Yeah.
is it?
How long? About 5 hours, I reckon.
Okay, that's pretty
Not
cool.
long at all. Yes. Yeah, Still Wakes the Deep. It's it's from the Chinese Room, who have done some scary ass games I haven't played because they look way too scary for me. So is it Amnesia something for pigs?
Machine for Pigs.
Machine for Pigs. Did they do the Soma games as well?
Is
that them?
No, that's someone else, I think.
Okay, I always
Yeah,
thought like
Soma-
Amnesia and
Soma.
Soma were like the same kind of people, but anyway.
They often get talked about together, yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's totally different things. Okay, anyway, they've done some scary games, and this is another one. This is I think they call it like a horror narrative adventure game. They might call it. the horror. So I wanted to play this when I first saw it, because I thought it looked awesome, but I was a bit worried about how scary it would be because essentially, yeah, you're set in the 70s, you're working on the offshore oil rig, and a massive storm happens, and then shit kicks off basically, and things are on the oil rig, and you're basically essentially trying to survive and escape and whatnot. So it's really interesting. I really like this game, but I think I like it for different reasons that people might think. So this is classed as a horror game. I'll skip to the end. I didn't think it was scary at all.
Really?
Now, when I first
encouraging.
when I first started playing this, I played it for maybe like half an hour, and it was before it set things up. And I was like, okay, fine, it's good. I was quite into it, and then I played it yesterday, and then it got to a bit again just after that. Really, we got to quite dark, and I was like, I might have to. I can see myself in 20 minutes just stopping this game completely.
Oh, my bed.
Yeah, I may well play something else, but it never quite got there. Now, like, I guess my overriding feeling is: does it fail as a horror game if I'm not scared? Because I still actually really liked it, actually more as like a walking simulator with some moments of mild peril. So I'm
no.
still kind of.
The answer to that is no. Look, it's easy to scare someone on a level that you're jumping and you're worried about what's around the corner. I think that's quite a simple thing to do, and Five Nights at Freddy's is an example of that. You know, it's quite easy to scare you and make you jump and make you sweat about what's coming next. But what makes a good horror game is something that maybe puts you on edge. It doesn't have to like properly scare you.
Can I ask, Matt? Did it make you think about it like afterwards as well? Like, did it stay with you? Because that's for me, that's often good horror. Is something where you think about it later and it starts to mess you up a bit more later.
No, I mean I only finished it last night, but no, I wasn't kind of spooked by it. Yeah, I think maybe you're right, David. It wasn't like a. It wasn't like, oh god, I can't play this. It's too much. Like I don't know, Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 3, for instance.
I think if the themes
it's actually
are horrible,
kind of a nice, kind of very low level, kind of like mild peril, but never like, oh, it's too much. I can't do it. So
I think if the themes are horrible, if it has some tropes of a horror, dark settings and sort of spooky subjects, sort of spooky, and I think. What's more important is that you're enjoying it. I think that is way more important than being scared, And
I think if it had gone to a scary level, which I anticipated it would be, then I probably wouldn't have finished it. But yeah, I thought it was fantastic as like as more of a walking simulator. And there is like an achievement in there that says walking simulator. I'm not sure if maybe one of the previous games. I think they made a walking simulator actually for one of the previous games.
Yeah, they did, so Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. And,
that's the one, yeah.
I always forget the fucking name. The first one they did, it was one of they were pioneers of the genre.
Dear Esther.
Oh, yeah. Esther, that's right. Oh, there are ghosts if you're looking certain places.
So, there is an achievement that kind of references that. So, it's kind of, I get it. But no, it's basically going in as that, and the end result being I really enjoyed it as a walking simulator with some mild peril. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I think if you're going in thinking it's going to be like a shit your pants horror game, it just didn't really do it for me, even though there were moments where I was being chased. Now I think this might be a breakthrough for me because I was being chased by a scary thing in dark corridors, and it was fine. It was okay. I mean, I was more scared by the first boss in Celeste than I was in the monsters in this. So maybe I'm a big brave boy.
Breakthrough.
Mummy, wow.
But I think one of the first things to talk about is that this game looks absolutely amazing. It's an Unreal Engine 5 game. It looks so good. It does have kind of like, it's hard to describe, but it reminds me a little bit in the way it looks, or the way it's visualized, is like PT like. Maybe it's just like the speed in which the person moves, the way that if you get closer with your torch, things are kind of blown out. It just kind of has a very realistic PT style vibe. And like throughout, it's like you're in this oil rig but you're above water, you're below water. There are things you see which go from like pitch black to incredibly beautiful, colourful kind of rooms, and it makes just this oil rig seem incredibly varied. And I think it just looks so good. In fact, although it's actually, I've got a bit of a complaint about that. I really want in this game like a zoom in button because the game is so detailed. It looks so good. There's like pictures everywhere of other kind of crew people on the rig and lots of detail. But you can't kind of pick everything up like it would be if it's like a point and click adventure or maybe like a walking sim, and you can't also zoom in enough. And I kind of really wanted to go in and delve in and open lockers, and you can open lockers to hide in, but I wanted to like see more of the world because it's such a beautifully well realized kind of location. So yeah, that's a bit of a negative. One other negative I've seen other people talk about is the use of yellow paint in this game. No, it's got a whole yellow things, yellow paint to see where you can crawl or go to around the environment. And when I was playing last night, I thought, oh, they've done it so bloody well. It's only this morning I saw reviews, people like, oh, it's too bloody much. It's like yellow paint in the game, and I think they might have released a patch afterwards.
I think it's one of those things.
But
I think it's one of those things that people spot and then they like shouting about because it makes them feel
But
clever.
for me,
it's a bit like like with the whole like going through like cracks in
yeah, well, that's
Oh god,
fucking
yeah, that
nuts.
pissed me off so much. Yeah.
But no, but I think this works. It works really naturally because you're on all rig. There are kind of loads of bits where it's like things are being maintenance stuff and like yellow tape to block you from areas. It's not like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth where there's like yellow like hand things in like a natural environment. This seemed to work really well. One other complaint I got. I mean, this is why I'm not a game reviewer or game critic. I thought in my notes last night,
You're sort of doing it right now.
You are absolutely a
okay,
game critic.
not a good one
I
then.
mean, game critic, developer, all
Yeah,
these
I'm
things.
doing a lot, aren't I? I'm triple threat.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, of a man. Yeah, because because it is quite a linear game, but it like there's lots of bits where you're being chased or you're having to rush through areas, and through the use of yellow and also just like you try and navigate an environment, I found like it managed to direct me in a way that I felt like I was having to escape, and I found like the right ways through these like tunnels when I was being chased. But everyone else is like, it's just incredibly linear level design. But I think it worked really really well. I actually wrote
Who
like
cares
it's
what
really
other
really
people
well
say,
designed.
Matt?
I know, I'm
Be
just saying.
confident. You're a game critic, mate. Come
Oh,
on.
yeah. I can
Be
do-
confident
yeah,
in your point of view.
but
Fuck
good one as
everyone
well.
I
else.
think it was really well designed because it made me feel like I was like navigating the environment and doing whatever I felt. Right, it is
Yeah,
linear.
because ultimately,
You're not-
all right, if it's got yellow paint, if it's linear, whatever. But if you were able to play through it and just not care about that stuff and just for it to just feel intuitive for you, then it's worked, hasn't it?
Yeah, it worked really well because it made me feel like I was, just at any moment when I had to, like, I was going that way, and it turned out it was the right way. Like, it's one of those games where, it's designed in such a way that makes you feel like you're actually trying to navigate or work out which way to go, but actually it's directed you really well.
Yeah.
Like the characters you talk to are really nice. They've all got kind of their own, unique slants. So it's really, really well voice acted. In fact, let's go back to feedback because I got some feedback from Cammy. And this also made me feel relieved. But here's Cammy's feedback. Hello, I don't know if anyone on the pod will have played Still Wakes the Deep, but I wanted to provide a perspective you don't normally get on the show, that of a white, heterosexual male in their 30s. No, I mean...
in our 30s for long.
No, I mean, I'm actually in my 40s now. No, I mean, the whole Scottish thing.
James in his 50s.
Good point. Any retort on that, James?
No, it's true, so it's fine.
That's true, yeah. Right, okay, Cameron continues. No, I mean, the whole Scottish thing, of course. Still Wakes the Deep is set on Norweg in the North Sea, and the cast is made up primarily of Scottish actors. Fun fact to a few fellow Scots listening, Finley is played by Chewing the Fat alum Karen Dunbar. And between the delivery of the acting and the script itself, it is so incredibly authentic, it made me feel something that I've never felt before, represented. Which again is daft given all my other traits, but Scottish voices in games are so regularly crap, it's been a joy. The next sentence makes me sound mental, but hearing people driven mad and wailing in insane agony, but it also sounds like a bloke you might hear chatting on the train, added to both the horror and the enjoyment. It's almost definitely coloured my opinion on the game in a positive way, but it is impossible for me to separate the way the setting has been handled and my opinion on it as a game. Anyway, shove it up your bahookie away and shite in your hat and wear it. Lots of love, Cammy T. So again, I was thinking, like, yeah, it just felt really refreshing. I thought all the voices were really, really well done. I was expecting to come onto this podcast and people say, "Oh, Matt, you don't know anything. These are the most, embarrassing Scottish,
So obviously American.
Yeah, it's so obvious. Yeah, it's like it's done by someone who's clearly never been to Scotland.
The
But
worst
it,
is when it was like it's developed in Sweden. They're all Swedish actors or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, but no, all the voices were really felt really, really well done, and it felt like you're talking to actual people. Yeah, the writing, the dialect is all excellent, and there were a bunch of characters you see as you're making your way around the rig. Some you see more than others, and all of them, I was like interested to see what they're up to next, or which parts of their backstories kind of they were going to deliver. Yeah, I thought that was really excellent. Yeah, there's chase sequences. It didn't get me too much. Looks great, and I thought the story wrapped up really nicely and nice and short. I thought, yeah, I thought it was a really, really good game.
Did you say what you played this on, Matt? What was it
I
on?
played this on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
It's on Game
Is it
Pass,
on
isn't
Game
it?
It's on Game Pass.
It's
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Game Pass up. Is
Yeah.
Buzz.
yeah. So the one last thing, there are like some mechanics which I kind of didn't really need. Like there are these things on the ship which you're trying to escape from, and there are some stealth sections, but there are some kind of lockers to hide in. And when I first saw one, I was like, I think when I saw a locker and it said go in here to hide, I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to play this game. This is going to be requiring getting chased and stuff. But I never need to use them once, so I was quite happy just to run around. They were kind of like bits you can hide. You know, there's like bits where things are in the environment and you're maybe throwing a can or something to distract them and they run one way and you run the other way. But I didn't need to use them. But fuck it, yeah, I thought it was a great game. I recommend it to anyone. Get it now on Game
I
Pass.
watched Lemmy stream a bit of it. From what I saw, even when the big bads do get you, it's not especially graphic or anything, is it? It's just kind of a fade
No.
to...
It happens so
weird
quickly as
graphics
well.
and
It happens
yeah.
so quickly. Like you might, there are bits where, yeah, like I said, these things might be patrolling a certain area. You need to go to one exit, and you like throw something to distract it, and they might see you and get you, but they get you so quickly. Like you reload really quickly. You won't be too far away. So no, yeah,
Cool.
good. That's all I played.
Right. Sean, do you want to run through your games?
Hello. Yeah, I've got loads again. Sorry.
That's good. That's good.
Quick. No, to be fair, most of them will be brief, I think. Return of the Obra Dinn. Finished it.
Oh, cool.
It goes off the boil, doesn't it?
Oh, really?
I just... I don't know. Maybe it's just an issue with, like, the amount of attention we were willing to put into it. It felt like the first sort of third of it was really pacey, and we were like, everything was clicking. We were putting stuff together, and like, man, this is really good. And by the end, we were just looking them up. And in looking, because usually the worst thing to do is you look stuff up and you're like, man, I could have got that. I'm really annoyed I didn't do that. But I was literally just looking at some of the clues you're supposed to pick up on, and was just like, fuck, that was never going to happen.
Yeah, this is what it was getting so hard for me. I didn't want to do that. But so did you find when you looked at one solution, there was no chance of you maybe getting solution 2, 3, and 4 in the sequence because you already fucked it, or could you still work the rest out? Because that's what I heard. Like I say, if you try and find the solution, you know, number 2, then it would kind of be impossible to get 3, 4, and 5 because you've already kind of broken.
Because you should have spotted something
Yeah,
that would have.
yeah, and if you didn't,
I can see. Yeah. There was a few, because initially we're like, well, let's just look, like we've completely lost the thread. Let's look one up and then go from there, and that would sort of get us back on track a bit. But then, yeah, by the end, we were just looking them all up, and it just... and that's not, obviously that's not how the game is supposed to be played. But yeah, we just wanted to see it through, and it became a little bit tedious. You know, it was when we were looking at some of the solutions, and I'll be vague, obviously, when it's literally like, oh, you can tell, like, what job this person has because of a room they're hiding in like an unrelated scene that you weren't even sure they were in, or whatever.
Oh, right.
Fucking... All right.
This is why I lost patience with the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a shame,
as
isn't
somebody
it?
that doesn't like puzzles that much anyway, this was
Yeah.
a bit... Yeah.
I preferred it when I was looking at the names above bunks and like people in pictures. I'm like, okay, well, I'll get that then. Not like, where was this person? Maybe.
Yeah, or like, oh, well, this is someone's surname, and then they've referred to this person as their wife, so that means stuff like that. That all felt really good, but then by the end we were just lost.
It looks stunning though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and the way because some of the when you find a corpse and it gives you the flashback, the way it just goes and it will hit you with because there's stuff in that game that you are not expecting, to say the least. And it's incredible the way it just reveals some of the stuff, and you're just like, what the fuck? This is because you just think, when you watch the first couple of flashbacks, you're like, oh, okay, like everyone on board has clearly just gone a bit mad and turned on each other, and they've all gone a bit crazy, but there's way more at play. James has gone again. I assume we've all.
No,
that's fine.
He's back.
Yeah.
It's not bad for me, but let's just carry on.
Yeah.
Was it not bad for you either, David?
No.
Oh, he's back for me, but he's not right. James, you're going to have to leave and rejoin.
I'll leave and come back, yeah.
Middle-earth, Shadow of War. Picked this up in the Steam sale for about £2.50. Because I always fancied, because I really enjoyed the first one. Shadow of Mordor. James is back. Can everyone see him?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, really enjoyed the first one, and then saw this was cheap. Obviously, you know when it came out, there was all the stink around the microtransactions and loot boxes and
That's
stuff.
right. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
played this guy. I played this. I'm sure I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah, name all the orcs then.
No, wasn't there like a spider thing at the start of it? I remember that. I'm just going, ooh, there's like a woman that
Yes,
turns
Shelob.
into a spider, and I was like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been so strange because I've always wanted to play this. Obviously, now all the loot box stuff is completely gone. Like even now, if you boot the game up, it comes up with a little message saying like, "We've heard you and we've made changes. We've removed all the."
We
stuff
heard you,
in-game stuff."
2007.
Yeah. And I had about 3 hours of like, oh, brilliant! I'm back in. Like the first game was so good. This is more of the same. Like I'm so on board. Like, and obviously it's completely flawless on the deck as well. So like that's really cool. And then I don't know. It introduced there's 2 maps, or there's at least 2 maps. I've been introduced to a second map, and for some reason I did 10 minutes of the second map, and I just went, oh, it is just the same though, isn't it? It's just the first
Yeah.
one again.
Oh.
Do I need to put 50 hours into this? Probably no. But, you know, got it for like £2 or whatever. And like I say, it's nice that all the microtransaction stuff is gone. But yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's good. It's more the same. I mean, I'm not a big Lord of the Rings guy. It doesn't really matter. You can tell it's, you know, with the first game as well, you could really tell that it was like, we can't really interfere with any of the actual established Lord of the Rings story. So here's a story about one guy, or technically 2, off on his own, fighting his own little war, and this other bit of Mordor. It's fine, don't worry about it. No, he doesn't kill fucking... Oh, God, who's the baddie?
Frodo Baggins?
Sauron.
Sauron. Yeah, fine. £2. Can't complain.
Yeah, do you remember when everyone's like, oh, wow, I can't wait to see all the other games that can have the Nemesis system in?
Yeah, that died a death, didn't it?
Yeah.
It did. What was the?
They
I'm
had the
trying to
copyright,
think.
didn't they?
Oh, did they have the pattern on it or something?
Yeah,
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, great, well,
I'm
that's
trying
done
to
well.
think back to my time with this game. Was there a mission where you had to like chase the what's the golem or whatever his name is?
Yeah, Gollum.
Gollum. Yeah, the
Was there
Gollum
a
is called
mission where
Gollum.
you got to chase him?
What's
Like,
the Gollum called?
I've done a mission where you like following him around and he's showing you stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
you follow. I remember playing that and just thinking, oh, I bet like fans of the films are going, oh, this is fucking great. Look, it's Gollum following them about the place. I was just like really annoyed by it. Yeah, not for me.
No. On the up, couple of good uns. Played the demo of Kunitsu-Gami, Path of the Goddess. This is Capcom's new one. It's coming to Game Pass in a couple of weeks. Yeah, it's like the 15th or 16th it comes out. So we've seen this in a few I was going to say expos, you know what I mean, directs, whatever they're called. And it looked so initially I thought this was just like a straight sort of third-person action game with like massive like sort of Japanese folklore influences, and it's actually a bit of a strategy game / tower defense, but also with third-person melee combat. It's really fucking good. You basically so yeah, it's set in like ancient Japan. And the visual style of it is it's beautiful. Like the character designs and stuff are absolutely stunning. They've done this thing where like the landscapes in the game, a lot of them were it was like sorry Matt, what was the JRPG you played on Apple Arcade?
Phantasian?
The Phantasian. You know, they made like real life
dioramas. Or
yeah. And then they've scanned them in. And at times it looks amazing, and at other times you're like, oh no, that's actually a bit blurry and low res there, isn't it?
Right.
There's a couple of bits of it where you're just like, oh, maybe they could have tightened that up a bit. But the character designs are unbelievable. The monster designs are absolutely hideous, but brilliant. It's really strange the way it works. You're a swordsman, but you also, like I say, it ties in a lot of Japanese folklore and a lot of Shinto stuff as well. So you're a swordsman, but you also use your sword as like for doing like purification rituals, right? And basically, it's as far as I can tell from the demo, the story is that this mountain has just been infected with demons, and you're helping this like priestess walk all the way to the bottom of this mountain and purify the whole lot as she goes. So each level, like each stage, is like there's an environment and there's a road through it. Sometimes the road will fork off in different directions, and basically you're guiding her through. She's purifying the land as she's going. You've got to get her to the gate at the end without her getting killed. And then there's daytime where you figure out, you sort stuff out, you purify things and free animals get all gunked up with this stuff, and you hit them with your sword, which somehow just purifies them, and then they like deer sort of run off and they're really happy and stuff.
Is it like a magic sword or something?
Yeah. And then there's like bits of the environment that are like all corrupted or whatever, and then you do a little ritual with your sword, and then they get purified and you get points and stuff. So you're sort of finding bits in the environment, and like freeing people who've been corrupted as well, and then they become your soldiers, so that then at night time you're like, right, the princess is here, enemies are going to come from like these different positions, and you're assigning different roles. So there's like a woodcutter, which is like a melee character, there's an archer, there's one that like slows enemies down, there's one that heals your character, so like typical sort of tower defense stuff, but you can place them wherever you want. And so you're sort of making decisions based on where the priestess is. The other trick is that you tell the priestess how far to walk any given time, like, during the day, right? So once it's nighttime, she has to stop. And you can only make her go, like, you use these like orbs, right, that you collect through killing enemies and stuff. You use them to like set the path for her. And then she starts walking forward quite slowly because she's doing this purification ritual. So during the day, you've got to be like, right, by nighttime, I want her to get to like this gate, but that's too far away to do in one day. So I'm going to get her to like this sort of crossroads here, which I think is going to be easy to defend if I put 2 woodcutters here and here, archers up in these positions, etc., etc. So you're figuring out how far she can get during the day so that she's in a good position at night to be defended, and then back to the day again, move her a bit further. And it's really, really compelling. Like, the melee combat stuff is good in and of itself. Like, you wouldn't hang an entire game off it. Like, it definitely needs the strategy stuff, but the melee combat is really good fun. And yeah, there's just all these different enemy types like pouring out of these gates that quickly become really interesting. You do a few levels in the demo, and then once you've done, I think you do like 3 levels, then it's like, right, you've unlocked a bonus level. And it's a level from like presumably like halfway through the game or whatever, so it's much harder. And it was just really interesting the way enemies were catching me out. So like I had this one nighttime where I'd got the princess to this certain priestess, whatever she is, got to this certain point, and there was a ledge that was like beyond her, right? So it was towards like where the enemies were coming from. And I was like, oh, well, there's no point putting an archer on there because like they'd be vulnerable to enemies coming at us. So I'll just put all my woodcutter guys at the bottom, and I'll put archers behind us, and everyone will just march straight towards us. No, there are enemies that like have projectile attacks, right? They all got up on the high platform and were just pelting the shit out of me. And it's like, right, shit. So they know what they're capable of, and
they had the
they
high
know
ground. Where's
good positions for them to be depending on what type of enemy they are. So it's it's clever. Really, really good. Definitely try out the demo. It's out in a week. But yeah, I've gone from being like, interested to like really quite excited about it.
So this is Game Pass as well, isn't it?
It is on Game Pass. Yeah. The other game I played, shout out to Lindy. She's been going on about this. And also we had feedback from a listener, Dano, who mentioned this. Minishoot Adventures. It's been out since April, I think. It's been out a little while. But again, it's in the Steam summer sale. It's like a tenner or something. It's one of those games that, like, on the surface, there's nothing remarkable about it. It doesn't do anything essentially new. It is literally a 2D Zelda game if it was a twin-stick shooter.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's enough. Actually, this is like it plays like a 2D Zelda game, but you are flying a little spaceship around these environments, blasting enemies.
This game, James, killed me because we had a bit of feedback this week saying David's in a gaming funk, and I think this game will pull David out of that funk. And I watched the trailer and I was like, this is going to pull me out of the funk so badly. I am so confident that this is exactly what I need. That's it. I'm going to buy this now, and then realised it was Steam only, and it killed me.
Is this
Yeah,
is this so you say it's like a Zelda like kind of game? Does this mean that it's like you're going around like collecting upgrades and all that kind of thing, and
Yep.
going from is it dungeon based as well and all that kind of stuff?
There are, yeah. So there's like boss dungeons, and yeah, there's like so there's an overworld where you go around fighting. There's like loads of little hidden extras to find and stuff. But yeah, you're basically making your way to these big boss dungeons where you're then doing like series of little combat encounters, finding keys, getting upgrades and stuff like that. It's fucking great. It's really good. I had one bit where the pacing sort of fell apart. There was like one sort of particular sort of nook in the environment I hadn't explored, which was like the way I needed to go in order to proceed. Other than that, yeah, it's been an absolute joy. I really hope this comes to consoles because it would be arguably a much better fit. I think it's just incredibly Moorish. It feels really good shooting the other spaceships. The sound design is beautiful. It's just really nice. Like I don't know. It's like whenever you destroy a spaceship, it's like the sound of like glass smashing or something. Like I don't know. It's really hard to describe. It's just really like crunchy sound effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, been enjoying the fuck out of it.
Hang on.
It looks incredibly cool.
It's not a roguelike, is it?
Nope.
Good. All right,
No. It's just one campaign.
Well, it says a Metroidvania, so you'd be well up for it.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, only in the way that like a Zelda game is, where you like, you're flying around and it's like, oh well, there's a bunch of walls with cracks in here. I'm gonna get something that's gonna blow those open at some point, and like at the moment, like I can't fly over water, right? You just sort of sink into the water, but then you can see loads of things where there's stuff that you would have to cross the water in order to be able to get to it, right? So presumably that's going to be a thing at some point. So yeah, you're always seeing things in the environment that like at some point I'm going to be able to tackle that. But yeah, really good, really enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to play that game. There's bound to be a console version coming,
Yeah,
right?
it'd be
It
silly
just
if
is
there
too
wasn't.
perfect for console.
Yeah, and it's done well enough to justify the port, I believe. So yeah.
Good. So that was Minishoot Adventures. That is on my list. I will definitely play that. It looks right up my street. But I really am in a gaming funk. I've not been here this badly for a long time. Like
I know what you
am.
mean. I'm the same.
I sit down and I go, "What the fuck am I gonna play?" And I go
That's because you
through.
mostly play on Xbox.
No, I was looking on PlayStation. No, I don't.
odd.
Where's that come from?
Yeah, that doesn't.
It was
it's
a
not even
joke.
true. I know, but the jokes have to be based in some sort of truth.
I was making a joke about Xbox having no games. He said I don't
Getting
know
the
what to
boot
play.
stuck in.
Right,
Bloody hell,
okay.
bloody hell.
He says he's making jokes.
Yeah,
about
heard of
the
Game
Xbox.
Pass, James. Loads of things on.
Don't make jokes.
Game
You're not
Pass.
here for jokes. It's not your strong side, James.
Thanks.
Sarcasm and
Piano
pessimism. And not being
the
here
correct
is your
names
strong
of
suit.
people who've been arrested and jailed. For carrying on.
So I downloaded. Like I'm going through a bunch of games on Game Pass and PlayStation Plus Premium, and I saw After Us. Have you even heard of this?
I've heard of it. I know very little about it though.
Like a 3D platforming game where the premise is that humanity is like it's the end of everything's gone, all life has gone from Earth.
Good, I love that
Not
shit.
again.
And then I loaded it up and I'm platforming on cars that are floating in the air, and I went, I can't be
Not
fucked.
very realistic, is it?
That's what.
Like seriously, I thought I looked and went, oh, maybe this is right up my street. And I started it. I was about an hour in and just went, oh, fucking hell, I can't do this. I can't do this. So
After Us.
So I went over to my Xbox. James, you'll be happy to know, with your nasty little comment there, and I thought,
What's so
right, there's
defensive?
got, huh?
Why are you so defensive?
Okay. I thought there's got to be something that I can play, and then I just downloaded the new PowerWash simulator levels.
And there was.
Yeah, if there's a game that isn't going to pull me out of my gaming funk, it's this. But right now, I need a little bit of a just familiarity and just sitting there cleaning. No, people ask if it's the SpongeBob DLC. No, that was a while back now. we've had Warhammer, and now Alice in Wonderland.
Oh wow.
And can I just say, don't look at me when I'm not even gonna look at you when I say this, because I don't even really want to talk about it, right? Because no one cares about PowerWash Simulator anymore
you do.
apart from me. But what I will say, if you're interested in my opinion of the DLC for Alice in Wonderland theme levels for PowerWash Simulator, I will say it's an excellent thing that they let you use all the attachments again, something that was lacking from the last DLC for PowerWash Simulator, and that the focus this time is on huge colourful levels covered in crap that you have to clean up and it takes a while to, but no tricky little intricate bits. You've got to get the right angle into, or otherwise it doesn't count. They've clearly reduce the percentage of a surface that you need to hit for it to completely clear, which is a welcome thing. This is one of the best DLCs that they've released, I think. Even though the subject matter, I don't really give a shit about Alice in Wonderland. I could not give a fuck. I'm waiting for them to release Only Fools and Horses DLC. It is a very good expansion pack for PowerWash Sim. I will buy anything that they put up.
How much
Is
are
that
these expansion
okay to
packs?
say? How
How much are these
too
expansion?
expensive for what they are. £6.50
Oh, for what? 3
like-
levels?
for.
That's. I mean, but how long for those 4 levels? How long was that going to take you to do?
Well, like
For 6
45
quid?
minutes to an hour, but it's
Sorry, for
It's
all
not
4
enough.
levels.
yeah. No, per level.
Oh well, that's all right. 6 quid, isn't it?
No, but see,
Isn't it?
Pika Pies. Sarah is in the chat saying the Warhammer one was so good. It wasn't. It wasn't.
It might be if you
I'm
like
sure it
Warhammer.
had the
Even like
nice-
Warhammer was, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just seeing the tank that's in the Warhammer thing. There's nothing special about it.
I thought there's
And it
extra
was
lore
like,
things.
oh great, I've got to go through. There's no law, Matt. There's no law, and I've got to get. Oh look, not only have I get to get the tracks, I've got to get in between the little grill bits on them. It's like fuck off. It's not what I want to do with Power Sim. I want a massive job that's going to take me hours, but is just really huge. That's what I want. That's what I want, and that's what I got with the Alice in Wonderland DLC for PowerWash Simulator.
I think 6 quid's decent value. Just from an outsider.
Hold up. Right. Okay. Sorry, I'm being distracted by the chat right now, and I know podcast listeners don't like
Oh,
this.
they hate that.
Fuming.
Sarah's just said, David, you saying Warhammer has no lore is the worst take you've ever had. That is not what I said at all. That is not what I said. If that was implied by what I said, I apologise. What I mean is that there is blatantly no lore in the PowerWash Simulator DLC for the Warhammer pack. There's no lore there.
David,
get a
I bet
text every
I
now
bet
and
you a
then.
book's come out about it by now. You know, that details the whole thing.
Okay, there's plenty of lore in Warhammer, I know that. Remember, I used to collect them. I was a Blood Bowl fan. By that, I mean I bought one set of Blood Bowl characters, realised I couldn't paint for shit, and gave up from then on. Okay, that's it for what we've been playing this week. I am quite... That's right, Man of War 2. Well done, Ben. You get a... Stop looking at the chat.
I know,
Questions?
someone I work with has written a Warhammer book. It's called Lord of Excess. And it's by Rich McCormick. There's a little
It's
plug for
actually
you.
about
Yeah,
you,
Rich.
though.
Yeah, Rich McCormick wrote that. What a hero. It's a
You're
Black
Lord of
Library book.
Excess, aren't you?
Can be. Oh, bloody hell.
You know what's that? Everything in moderation. That is the opposite of Matt's lifestyle choice.
Yeah. Damn straight, baby.
Streams.
Damn straight, baby.
So reading the chat again. So you'll recognise his name because he's done a load of game stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rich-
PC Gamer he was at for a long time, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He used to live in Tokyo. He used to live in Kyoto actually, and then and he worked for 16. Is it .16-bit? I don't know. People did Song in the Smoke on PSVR.
Yes.
Why am I talking about Rich on this podcast? I'm not sure.
Fan of the pod?
I always feel
No, he doesn't give a fuck.
bad.
Fuck him then. Fuck him.
Song in the
Okay.
Smoke.
Hi, Rich.
Song in the Smoke is a beautiful game title. But I feel really bad that like when you see it on the store, they've clearly had to put like Caveman Simulator underneath it because that is what it
Oh,
is.
really?
Because clearly people saw it and were like, "Song in the Smoke." What the fuck does that mean? Which is a fair question. 'Cause
Anyway,
it's a beautiful title.
Buy Rich's book, Lord of Excess, out now.
There you
Okay. Questions?
go. If you want to send us a question, go to tcgs.co/dear DEAR TCGS. Miriam Mendieta says, "Dear
Stretching it
TCGS
out.
Corner Kicks, like David, Rockstar's game Bully has been on my mind lately as I hunt for titles of a similar ilk. To this day, I've yet to find another playable depiction of adolescent mischief or a better excuse to use a slingshot. How well do each of you think you would fare if you were students at Bulworth Academy, and which clique would you join? Keep up the unparalleled work. Sincerely, Maria."
The geeks, 100%.
Yeah, it's got to be.
That's where I
What
was.
were the cliques? I can't remember now.
I don't remember.
You
I
had,
remember the geeks.
you had the greasers.
Yeah. Oh, I'd be a greaser, actually. With this hair.
What's the definition of a greaser? Just like
Huh?
slick back, leather jackets.
Think grease lightning.
Oh, yeah, punching jukeboxes and stuff.
Yeah, there's always going on.
That's kind of my kind of shit.
Grease lightning. Why did they always play the Megamix at school discos?
'Cause
really
it's cool
annoying.
as fuck.
Oh, 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 boom, 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 boom. Good luck syncing that up, sure.
I was going to leave it, it's fine.
Edit from hell.
Yeah,
Piano in
no,
the background, mate.
Yeah.
Chime in.
background mic. And then there was the jocks, wasn't there? They were the. I'll probably be a jock actually with all the sport that I like.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
Where were you? Where did you sit at school? What sort of group were you in?
Me?
Because ironically, I was an in-betweener with one of the in-betweeners. Like that is literally.
Yeah, also an
don't
in-betweener,
give a
which I
shit.
think is partly why I found that show weirdly relatable.
Yeah.
Just a total freak, basically.
So is that what they called you? When Sean gonna match my freak?
Not really. Like we had our own little clique, and we weren't really. Because I remember, like when it was really controversial.
Sounds
I got
cool.
I got a black Radiohead hoodie, and then wore it to school, and everyone was
Edgy.
like, "Oh my god! Oh, so you a mosher then? You a mosher?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't really do labels, man. Do you know what I mean?"
Yeah, peace out. That's what they call me at the front of the pit, I guess.
We were just genuine sort of. I don't know. We were just on our own little circle. It was weird.
James was king of prom.
Yeah.
No, I
100%.
I straddled several
I'm sorry, what?
groups at
Oh,
school.
did
Pardon?
Jesus Christ, right? Someone was okay. Well done. It was same as. I mean, I'm interested to hear more actually, James.
But yeah, I mean, the nerds. I was with the nerds, obviously, but then also the bad
AC
kids.
Slater.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. AC Slater.
Wrestling
in the
outfit
wrestling
all the
team.
time.
Yeah. Calling everyone preppy.
I
Yeah.
used to play football as well, so yeah.
Yeah, I straddled the nerds.
Still
the best time.
Also
As
did
a-
conduct
as
a
a-
ruthless campaign of bullying throughout all
Yeah.
high school.
Oh no, shit! Farley's coming. He's gonna straddle the nerds. Everyone hide.
Can an episode
Walking down
title
the
be
corridor.
Straddle the Nerds?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean we got
Walking
so
down the
many good
corridor.
ones, but that's certainly up there.
Who wants a
Very
straddling?
good. Don't know why I said that. That was a mistake.
I'm gonna straddle you right up, boy.
What are you? What are you? Straddling the Nerds?
I mean, that's the episode title, isn't it? I'm writing it down.
They call him James the Straddler Farley. James, so what group are you in? What, you just drifted, were you?
Yeah, I just drifted between
Leader.
groups. Yeah. Yeah, I just I was in with the nerds and bad
Yeah,
kids.
I've got-
Straddling.
I've got a feeling.
You're in there with the bad kids.
Bad kids.
What are you doing with the bad kids? Were you a bad kid?
No, because I used to enjoy just like
You were straddling the bad kids.
yeah, I used to just like enjoy doing the fun stuff. You know, it was good.
Go on. Like what? Are we talking bog washes? What are we talking?
No,
Are we talking
I
like
went to,
getting?
like,
No, James. Are we talking like getting toilet paper wet and throwing it at the ceiling of the toilet? Kind of that.
yeah,
Chewing up the bit of the thing, spitting it through a straw.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't hold on. You can't be with the bad kids and the nerds. That's not. How
No,
it
he was
works.
straddling the nerds, David. There's
Sorry,
power
sorry.
dynamic there.
Straddling the
Straddling
groups.
anything he could get his hands on.
He wasn't in them. He was straddling them.
straddling the groups.
James, what was the baddest thing you did at school?
Stabbed a man. Stabbed a chop. There's not James. James.
I don't know really because it wasn't bad stuff. It was just stupid. Like all the
Well,
stuff we did was just stupid. Like,
such
all-
as?
Go on.
I remember once we spent ages like there was a whiteboard and we spent ages just punching it until it like all,
In the middle of a lesson.
Until it
What did I
cracked.
do to you? Until it cracked.
Why
Yeah.
did you do that?
I told you. It's
What, you
stupid. We
damaged
did so
school
many
property?
stupid things.
I thought you were going to say you drew a cock on it or something.
No, he
and that was
punched it,
that.
David, until it snapped.
I mean, one time we got locked out of the form room, and I remember we all went into the next room.
And he punched
and
it.
then spent ages like shoulder barging the wall, so the shelves fell off in the other room. And everyone was
Bloody
like,
hell, you were a maniac.
Shoulder barging a wall. What, like fucking Wario?
What happened? And what? So that
What?
the shelf came off in.
Yeah, the shelves came off in the form room, which was locked, and the teacher was just really confused as how the shelves fell down.
Earthquake! No, it's James the Straddler. He's attacking the room.
You got her, mate, didn't you? You proper got her there.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
done.
shit right up.
Loads
She
of
quit
shit
after
like
that.
Loads of shit
She
like
probably thought it was ghosts.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the
Wow.
baddest thing you did at school, Matt?
Is there anything bad? Well, it wasn't bad, but I got in massive trouble in year 6 for doing a genie with a box of matches.
Doing a what now?
Oh, you
A genie.
asked this. The genie
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the genie the one where you just light them all at once?
Yeah, that was pretty big. I was pretty rock and roll actually in my school as well. Actually, oh shit, the genie's here. Have you got any more? No, I burnt them all. No, I was a very good kid. I didn't have one single detention at school actually because I was very boring. I think I said this before. Yeah, not one single detention. Didn't skip any classes. Can't do that a bit at college, but no, I like school. Till I was bullied a bit in year 11, but let's not get into that. No.
Alright, well, that's a little insight into our school lives then.
Yeah, if you're gonna ask me the question though, I was a nerd. I was a nerd, but I was in A, which is basically like the coolest class, and so we knew some of the cool people. I say knew, it was mostly me fancying the cool girls, and yeah, that was a whole world of pain for a million different reasons.
Wasn't it rubbish being that age and just being unable to talk to like any girl without fancying them a bit?
Yeah, that was
Fucking
ridiculous.
awful.
Yeah,
I sometimes think like, oh, all the people I could have just had nice friendships with, but I had to fancy them, didn't I? And just,
That's
just
adolescence,
be
isn't
annoying
it?
as fuck.
yeah,
And also knowing that they have no interest in you.
Yep.
that's the worst bit, isn't
that.
it?
Yeah.
At least you had girls. I went to an all boys school. It was
Fuck.
miserable.
Well, yeah.
and you were straddling them as well, so it's mad. Yeah, in my class, there's a girl called. I mean, would it be weird to say names? It probably would be.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not gonna say it. There's a girl, and I liked her. She was going out of. It's weird. I feel like I'm comfortable saying like the boy's name, but not the girl's name. Anyway, she went out with a boy called Robert Alton, and they were like, the school kind of, sweethearts, whatever. But I liked Vicky Rowe, and I thought I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll write a love letter, baby. Even though she had a public boyfriend. I mean, God knows what age. God knows what age we were. Anyway, God knows I can't remember what age we were. Right. Anyway, I wrote this letter.
Right, we've got her name. Clip it. Find her on Facebook. And send this-
Did I say
It's
her
gonna be the
name?
name of the episode. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, Vicky Rowe.
Oh yeah, Vicky Rowe. No, I doesn't matter. I wrote this love letter, and then I can't remember if I obviously had it on me. I can't remember if I was going to give it to her, or someone said, "Oh, Vicky, Matt's got a love letter for you," and then so she read that with some of her friends, and I do remember them all reading and laughing. I think actually, oh god, it gets worse. No, like I think with I've got like a custom necklace made or something.
Okay,
Like-
alright, we're done.
Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter because that happened. That was horrendously embarrassing.
Matters a bit.
Yeah, everyone found out, whatever. And then I remember saying, "Have you got another one for me?" And I was like, "I think I had, but whatever, it doesn't matter." But it all ends well because at the school disco, she's like, "Matt, do you want to dance?" And we had a dance, and it's kind of all worth it after that.
Was it
Apart
one of those
from-
dances where you put your hands on each other's hips and then just go?
I don't think she allowed me to put my hands on her hips. So I
So
feel like, Matt, you can dance with me, but don't fucking touch me.
okay.
You can be in the
good touch.
same area as me.
Yeah, I think about
roughly.
Vicky Rowe a lot, actually. What could have been? But, next question.
God, school was fucking rubbish, wasn't it?
No, mate, I danced with
right
Vicky
person.
Rowe. I don't think it was. It's actually amazing. Sure.
All work
Vicky, if you're listening, please reach out.
in the end. That's
Okay.
just hit me.
let's get to the next question.
I never did anything bad. Just no one asked
Alright.
me, but you know.
Okay, all right.
All right,
I
show
was
off.
just consistently quite annoying and unfocused. I wonder why.
I can't believe
Not
it.
just at school either.
MD Kraboff says, I've been adventurous and bought 2 packets of Caribbean-style Jaffa cakes, 1 mango, 1 passion fruit. I'm disappointed to report they both taste like soap. What have you taken a chance on?
That is a shame, actually.
Yeah, I can't imagine ever standing in front of some Jaffa cakes and not getting the orange one.
Yeah,
I
tried the
do
lime
like a
ones
special
once.
edition. So, but
Yeah,
disappointing.
yeah.
Soap.
The minty
Passion
ones are
fruit
quite
sounds
nice.
great.
Isn't it? Not so much the orange ones, but the minty ones are.
Minty ones?
Minty Jaffa
No,
cakes.
sorry, that's a reference to
Oh.
that's minty biscuit.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay, that's good.
that's a
They're not a biscuit, they're a cake. Oh, we've been
Reference to
arrested.
his real friends.
Oh, yeah, there's a reference.
Yeah, I don't know if I've got an answer. to this. What is like?
I've
I
got
think
one.
I very
go on.
rarely take chances on things. I very rarely take. If I find a sandwich that I like, I will have that sandwich for the rest of my life. I'm quite happy with that. I very very rarely take risks on things.
Speaking of sandwiches, I've got a recommendation. M&S
on.
have now, they've got like a roast chicken chorizo sandwich. I recommend it.
What is that? £26 a sandwich, though, Matt? Who fucking eats sandwiches in
Well,
M&S?
it's probably like
You don't have
$3.95 or
it.
something. It's $3.95, $3.60.
It's £3.95, £3.60. Is it?
I don't know. I
£3.95?
just get a
How much?
sandwich.
Is it part of a meal deal?
Right.
No, I don't
Meal
get a meal
deal is
deal. I don't get a meal
£3.40
deal. I
from
don't get a meal
Tesco,
deal.
mate.
You don't get the meal deal, you throw money away. You
No,
don't give a
because
fuck, does he?
I don't. There's like, I don't want crisps and drink. I'll just have a sandwich, thank you.
Why wouldn't you want...
Because we've got all that stuff in the office, so I just like I
Okay,
don't
right.
really want more. I don't want to eat crisps. I don't want to eat more pop. Where were we?
Don't want to eat more pop.
Pop.
That might be an episode title. Yeah, I was buying replacement toothbrush heads from Amazon, right? And it was like, oh, people who bought these also bought this fancy toothpaste. It was like a £5 or something. I think it's, what's the company? It's like Biomed or something.
It's
And I was
not the
like-
purple thing, is it?
No, it's not the purple stuff. And I was just like, yeah, do you know what? It's payday. I'm going to buy some £5 toothpaste and see what happens. Used it for a couple of days. And my teeth started to really hurt and started to really feel like I hadn't actually been brushing them much.
It wasn't
and I looked at the
was it?
packaging. It's fluoride free, guys. There's no none of that pesky fluoride in it. None of that stuff you need to protect your fucking teeth. And I was like, fucking hell, no wonder my teeth. I basically may as well just use fucking water.
So what's the point
Grout.
of that? Is that for like people that are allergic to fluoride or something?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
Must be.
But yeah, you look at the reviews and there's like a few like 5-star ones and loads of people who are like, yeah, it's really ruined my teeth. Don't use it.
This
You-
fucked
you-
me up.
Can I say, are you one of those people that do buy, that like you will see something on Instagram and buy it? You come across as one of those people that do see.
It's happened in the past.
Happened to me.
I've learned,
Like, I'm not having a
learned
pop at you. Joe does that. Like,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I
yeah.
see anything advertised on TikTok or Instagram, I'm like, it's gonna be shit. I'm gonna avoid that like the plague. Right? That is my default like setting.
Yeah.
But then I'll open the cupboards and find all that shit in there anyway because Joe's been buying it.
Yeah.
Is she aware of like drop shipping scams?
No.
Definitely get her to look into it because that's the real eye opener
She
when you
won't
realise
care.
it doesn't matter how legitimate they look. It's all a smokescreen. They're just bulk ordering shit from Temu or AliExpress or whatever and just charging you a premium for nothing.
Yep.
It's gross.
Yeah, no, the purple toothpaste thing was wild. I'm surprised we haven't got I'm surprised we haven't got the water flossers yet. I thought that was going to be
Oh
on the
yeah,
card.
yeah. I've
They
heard
look
about them.
ridiculously shit.
Yeah. So
Every
I
time you
did.
see
Someone
someone
that
use
works
it, they're
swears
like,
on
look
them.
like they're drowning themselves. Like,
Did I tell you I got one of these? It was
Let's
part
go.
of a Temu order, and I think there was like a threshold I had to get it over. I can't remember to qualify for a fucking voucher, and I was like, all right, that's like £4. I do floss a lot. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's so bad. It's
Is it?
fucking rubbish. It's,
It looks really bad.
Obviously, because you're just shooting water in your mouth.
yeah.
So you do it for like 2 seconds, then you're just like, fucking awful,
waterboarding
and it's
yourself.
massive as well. It's like like I don't know if it was like the sort of the handle was like the size of like a toothbrush, like an electric toothbrush. I'd be all right with it. No, it's fucking huge.
So
yeah.
Joe, the other thing Joe's bought recently, she bought it for the whole family. These toothbrushes that they're like electric toothbrushes, but it's not the usual motorized one that spins really quickly or goes back and forth really quickly. It's like going from an Xbox Rumble
does it vibrate?
to a PS5 Rumble.
Haptic.
So, yeah, it's like a haptic toothbrush, and I'm like, I think this might be worse.
It feels like raindrops. So what? It's supposed to be a bettering teeth, or what's it supposed to do?
I don't know, really. And when I looked it up, I said, "Do these work?" And it says, "Yes, if used in the way provided or suggested, you will have cleaner teeth than." And I'm like, "Well, no, that's not what I want to know. I want to know if the technique that they have is just weird. It's weird, very strange, very very strange." There you go.
David. If I say so, question is, what have you taken a chance on? You should know my answer.
Love.
I did. It didn't work out.
Jesus, I didn't mean that. Jesus Christ.
Okay, no. You asked me. No. Well, when have I been with you? We bought something. Actually, this is probably too open ended. I was good. The headphones at EGX, just to avoid any doubt.
Oh my god! Oh yes,
I am normally someone who does like a billion years of research and spreadsheets and every review under the sun. But we were at EGX one year. It's the year Battlefield 3 was coming out, and we had played Battlefield 3, and they had these amazing headsets from Turtle Beach.
Yeah.
And they had a Turtle Beach stand at E3, and I bought. Oh god, what they. I'll never be able to tell you what they're called. Anyway, they come with a little stand, and oh no, that was one I got to replace it. I bought some headset, and it was just like they were so shit. I sent them back within like a week, didn't I, David? I was like, I think this is the future of audio.
Quid,
Yeah, and in the end, I bought was it the X40, the X42s, whatever they were, the thing with the little stand that couldn't get too near the router.
X22s, were they the PX?
Oh, I don't know. It had like the little white stand with a little like you put your headphone on top.
Shit,
but,
those
headphones. They were shit, but they were better than the ones I bought from EGX originally for 20
quid. But I was like, oh my god, this! I remember playing Gears of War and going, this is incredible for 3 minutes, and then it just lost connection. And you had to keep turning them off and on again to get them connected.
Well, that thing with a little stand is like it's wireless, but like don't put it in a room where the router is because it was like. I was like, for fuck, what's the point then?
See, I remember the saga of that because that was when we used to play online, and then it was like
Gears.
In the beginning, you were like trying to make out that they were good.
Yeah, these are great. Everyone, check these out. What? I can't hear. No, I can't hear you though, but it's surround sound at least. Yeah, good
what
times.
What about the flip phone that you bought recently?
Oh shit!
Sean,
Yeah.
To try and get away from. To try and get off the grid, baby.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it didn't work out. It's really annoying to use.
Last question.
I've put like a minimalist desktop on my phone again, or launcher rather. So that rather than having app icons, it's just like here's just a list of your most used apps, like in text format. And it is helping. It is really helping. It's funny because I had to have a conversation with Isaac about it because he was like, "Why is your phone like this now?" And I was like, "Well, you know how you have like a time limit on your Switch every day because if you didn't, you would spend all your time on your Switch. Daddy's a bit like that with his fucking phone. like I have to make it boring on purpose." Or I will waste too much time on it.
Has it worked?
Yeah, it has. I don't really go on Instagram now unless I've got something to post. That was the main killer. Just kept going on fucking Instagram. But I like being able to share stuff on it. I like sort of mindfully going on Instagram. But
yeah, it's the best social network for me.
Well, I'm not doing anything. Oh, I'll just check what's on Instagram. 20 minutes is gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Turtle Beach headset I used to have was the X41s, by the way. I saw this like really gorgeous like iPhone like home screen the other day, where it's just basically almost exactly totally white, and I was like, maybe I'll do that, but also I know I'll just change it back.
Sometimes
in 2
it's
minutes.
good. You do it for like a week or two, and it just gets you out of some of your bad habits, and then you go back to normal, and it's fine. But
yeah, fuck that.
You go back and forth.
James, what have you taken a chance on, James? Probably loads of stuff.
Moving to Germany. Oh, there you go.
And how's that? How's that going?
Well, we know how it's worked out for him.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Anyway,
well,
next question.
Although I will back you up, James. I was listening to The Rest is Football, which is honestly one of the worst podcasts out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I listened to it, but I'm
It's
just desperate for more Euro content.
isn't it? It's like you've
Yeah.
got three of the most
There's
well-known
no
football
insight.
pundits, and it's 30 minutes long. They barely say anything, and there's like 10 minutes of Gary Lineker just reading out adverts.
Yeah.
Like it's mental. It is mental.
And
that
yet I'm
podcast.
listening to it all the time because of the
No,
Euros.
I hate it. I hate it. Like it's so bad. I
By the way,
can't listen
Dave, if
to
you're on a football podcast, listen to the Totally Football Show from The Athletic. It's the best one. AC Jimbo is
It's true.
all-time
Yeah,
favourite,
it's one of the only ones I listen to.
all-time hero.
I'll check that, but
Obviously, Football Ramble as well.
yeah. What was it? Oh yeah, we talk about Germany. Yeah, so I listened to the rest of this football, and they did say, "I'll tell you something. Coming to Germany, all you hear about is how good their trains are. They're not. They're awful." And I was
Yeah,
like,
everyone's
yep.
slagging off, isn't they?
James Farley gave us a heads up about that.
It's true.
That was all
Yeah, they are
bullshit.
awful.
Okay. Last question.
That was it, mate. We've had it.
No, we're done. Should we get socials, Matt?
Yes, you can watch this stream in the week. We're on twitch.tv/TCGSco or just search for TCGS in the app. If you miss the streams live, just go on YouTube, search for TCGS, and you'll find the VODs there. You've got Amazon Prime and Twitch account, connect your two accounts. You get a free sub every month. Why don't you go to our channel, give us your free sub? We really appreciate it. Also, you can't keep it. You know, just might as well give it away to us. We're on Patreon, which is patreon.com/TCGS to support what we're doing over here and pay James's wages when he's rarely here on the main show. And we do a monthly exclusive podcast for there for patrons and talk servers and all sorts of stuff. Just go over there, patreon.com/TCGS, and the website is tcgs.co for links to our amazing Discord community where there's people chatting and playing games every day. Store, podcast, socials, that's it.
James, thanks for joining us. Listen, listeners, I've got no idea how this episode's going to end up. There was bits where James just disappeared. There's pianos playing in the background. James looks really angry for some reason during this bit.
I'm
Okay.
fine.
All right,
Should we talk about it? Should we get out of here?
That's all right.
you back in? So you've not watched any of the football? Is that what you're saying?
I watched the second half of extra time of the last England game. That was it, and the penalties.
Well, okay. Well, you need to be more of a fan then, don't you? So you're back home next week? Is that correct?
Yes. I'll be back home, and I'm not going anywhere after that for the rest of this year.
Need that in writing.
Okay.
Need that. Oh, yeah, Shai saying, I know streams this week. No, Shai, we changed the format. We now don't reference the streams because they may or may not happen. Just talking about
Because they never happen.
They are. I'm going to do Dark Souls 3 on Friday. So there you go.
James, you said we're not
Okay.
mentioning streams.
All right.
Can we not
We will
mention?
catch you next week. Thank you so much for living it. And I hope you have a lovely week. Goodbye, everybody. Come on, England.
This time next week,
could
we'll be champions.
We could be champions next week.
I mean, this time next week,
playing the most
Dave and,
boring football. of all time.
Dave and I will be dead because we would have like literally drunk for like probably 40 hours because England will be European champions.
100%.
Smashing Spain 7-0 in the final.
No, we're going to get France. It's going to be the most boring.
And we'll win
final
on
of
pens.
all
It's
time.
okay. It's all good. We'll win on pens.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.